Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the part two DC and animation highlights. I just not only love DC, I love Marvel. And here to talk about it with me is my co host, Pat. Pat, you with me?
Yo, yo, yo.
And we got my and we got the panelists OG. OG, you with me?
Hello.
And you got Nas. Nas, you with me?
Live in the flesh.
And we got OG Scott. Good at what he does.
Yo,
There it
let's get
is.
back to business.
There it is. The reason why we hit today, YouTube, and also Facebook, we're here to express our deepest thoughts of DC and also how DC is gonna go. Yeah, DC only came up this year a little short, but it made do on a lot of animation uh, and film. I would say not better, not better than Marvel, but it got better at the end. I would say my first one that I want to talk about is the Penguin. I don't know if you guys see my poll that I posted up. We're gonna poll together, and we're gonna see the results at the end. Um, the thing I wanted to address about the Penguins is that the Penguin is so good. It it got me to the point where I didn't know what Penguin was gonna do next. I didn't know how he was gonna move next. You thought that he was good, like he was like good, like after he did his thing. After he did his thing, it was like, oh shit, like he kept he kept everything suspense. Like there were times where you see how he dealt with his mom. There was times that you see that he dealt with a lot of his enemies. You saw how he created created things that you never thought he would be magnative to do. And that's how I felt about the Penguin. Penguin overall for me was a 9 overall because it kept me in suspense. It kept me to the point where uh, you were just playing evil. And to the audience that saw the Penguin, you just seen him in an animated version, and you probably get the writing style from there in each iteration of the Penguin. And with this Penguin, I don't know which iteration is this, but the Batman with Christopher Reeve, and it taught me a lot of the Penguin's origin a little bit, if it's to be true. And and you see the type of person he wanted to become for his family overall, and he wanted to do what it takes, and he didn't care who he was going to stomp his foot on. He didn't let that stop him at all, even though he had that limp problem, but he didn't let nobody stop him, nobody disrespect him, no one is tolerated by the Penguin, and he knew how to master his usefulness, not youth. not use, not youth, use, his usefulness with the U. I wanted to emphasize that because he did his thing to the point where Jesus, whoa, like. mm. But overall, with the Penguin, I give it a straight 9. I give mine a straight absolute masterpiece because I didn't see that coming at all. So to hear other thoughts before we move on to more reviews, Pat, you saw the Penguin?
Yeah, I've seen the Penguin, and honestly, by far, this is probably like the best thing that DC had is like has lined up for themselves. Cause like it's low key like the way I watched that show is kind of like the way I watched Gotham in a sense, and I was binge watching Gotham,
Okay,
so I had to let all the episodes drop just so I just like it. You got to get the full experience all in one. I can't be waiting for episodes. So
I got that.
the whole storyline itself, how it began, I loved because like it didn't take episode 2 or episode 3 to get intrigued by it. You really
Yeah,
only needed episode 1, and then from there,
yeah.
I just fell into it from there. I ain't gonna lie to you,
Did you
but
ex?
like he is different from like I feel like because it's like a real TV show, he is more violent than the penguins that be in the animated or in the comics.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But that's just because it's in like in television aspect, and then again, it's just like it's the penguin, so you just gotta expect like he's definitely killing or shooting somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So they just gotta. I like what they're doing. I hope next season they keep going like this. No cap is the best thing for them right now.
What about you, OG? And also, click on the rating poll. What did you what was your rate for it? Pat.
I gave it a 9. I give it a 9.
OG. What are your
So,
thoughts?
but I know this is gonna be amazing. I know this is amazing. But I have trouble following along like super fast and complex storylines like organized crime.
Okay.
So I wasn't able to finish it. I know I bet if I could have understood it, it would have been great. I
Okay.
do wish though they would have done a after the show. Um, I don't know you know it, but on Max, like with Game of Thrones and
Uh-huh.
other shows, they do it after the show.
Okay.
Uh,
So they could explain
I
the
wish they could have done that in Penguin.
okay.
I
That
felt
makes
like that
sense.
would have helped me, but that's just me though.
Yeah, that's understandable. What about you, Nas? I know you got some words,
No, I did not because I only got 2 episodes in, and I've been watching everything else.
but for those 2 episodes, how did you enjoy it though?
It. Hmm,
Because
uh,
I get what OG is talking about is super complex and and it's crime. It's a crime boss type deal.
yeah, but okay. So in
That's
regards to
what
that, I
that's what
honestly felt.
OG
Mhm.
is saying. So you haven't continued on, so you might have that same ordeal. That's why I emphasize on that. what OG is
Okay.
relating to. It may be different than yours, but go ahead.
No, my opinion now is the same one that I had previously.
Okay.
I already saw Gotham and I already saw that version of the Penguin. And that
Mm,
version has already filled my mind with all kinds of awesomeness. Sure, the show was shit, but the villains and the story were entertaining as shit,
mm-hmm,
right?
mm-hmm.
And in my head, in terms of live action, you can't top what that dude did
Which one?
as Penguin, as
Oh,
Penguin.
okay, okay, yeah, yeah.
In my head, I said this the last time when this topic got brought up. You can't top that. So when I was watching this watching series, The Penguin, I felt
Mm-hmm.
hollow inside. I felt empty
Why you feel hollow and empty?
because this it felt like a different version of the Penguin, like altogether, which I can respect artistic style and whatnot. But
Mm-hmm.
it just felt like something that I've seen before, but just a white version of it.
Mm.
And plus, a lot of crime shit was going on in the Gotham TV show already, so it didn't feel like it was giving me anything new. Granted, new doesn't exactly have to be the goal all the time. It can also be just interesting with their delivery. But again, I felt very hollow watching it. I do want to finish though, but so far to me it felt like a chore. So I started watching other stuff.
That makes sense. Pat, you got something to say?
Mhm. Oh no.
Oh. So I do understand because with the Penguin, I mean, I do understand your criticism on the Penguin.
Mm.
It's like you do if you don't. And
It's
with
kind of
the
like how people feel when it comes down to the Heath Ledger version of the Joker. His version was just so captivating and just so awe-inspiring that it's hard to see it's hard to watch or to be willing to watch anyone else play that role. So even though other people like Cameron Monaghan, which I've mentioned, come like he's like right there, if not over, if he hasn't surpassed him, a lot of people
Mhm.
won't be tuning into that. Why? Because Heath Ledger is already that guy for them.
But he
So
took
same for me now. The Penguin character that was in the
mhm.
show Gotham to me has done that, um, done what Heath Ledger did in the Dark Knight trilogy. So
but
it's hard for
my
me to feel that for someone
but
for another version. Yes, I'm
maybe
faithful like that.
maybe it's because Colin Farrell, right?
Mm,
He he took his inspiration, I'm sorry,
mm.
inspiration on the
Oh, he's
last
dead.
penguin, on the
Mm,
short on the penguin from
mm.
from the film. I think is Batman and Robin. I think Penguin is in the Penguin. He took his inspiration from there and also from Gotham.
I think it's yeah, it's Batman and Robin, or I think it's Batman
No,
for
no, no,
no
no.
Batman
Batman
Forever
two.
was Freeze. Yeah,
What's it
Batman and
called
Robin.
again? Okay, so but there's the Batman,
Batman.
and then
Uh, damn.
yeah,
That's
there's Batman
I
two.
yeah. That's Batman. Yeah,
I
The
yeah.
second
thought
he
about
the
Batman
second
Forever.
Michael Keaton movie. The second Michael Keaton
But
movie.
I
Batman
okay,
two.
thought about Batman Forever if I remember correctly.
Mm-mm.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
Batman
Batman
okay.
Forever.
'89
They had Victor
is
Freeze,
Batman
Poison
'89. Then the
Ivy,
other
and
one was called the
Penguin.
Batman. The second one, no. The Penguin wasn't in the one with Poison Ivy. No, the Penguin was not in the one. That's Val Kilmer. That's
Batman
my
Forever.
favorite one. I should know.
I love Batman Forever. That's why I thought he was in that one.
Batman. No,
So it
no,
was
he wasn't. But
okay.
he
So
was
He
it's
in
the
Batman
Penguin wasn't in
Begins.
the
there.
no. The
So it's
Penguin was in the Tim
Batman
Burton
Begins,
one.
right?
Remember there was this whole controversy with the Penguin and McDonald's were saying, oh, it's too graphic for kids. We can't make these into toys because that's what Tim Burton made. He was making gothic shit.
Batman
So that was the
Returns.
second. Yeah, yes,
Batman
Batman Returns.
Returns.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
there you
thank you
go.
very
Yeah,
much. I
not
forgot the name.
okay.
Thank you very much.
Fire.
Batman Returns.
Yep.
Yeah, Batman Returns. He took his inspiration from there, and he also took his inspiration from the Gotham Penguin as well. So
It did.
yes, he didn't just do this Penguin without a little bit of feedback, a more in depth of of what it is, because like when you wasn't here when I heard about the Penguin, we did
Mm.
because like me, Pat, OG, and Scott did our research on this Penguin show, and
Oh, bad.
we looked at where he was getting his inspiration from, and
Okay.
even though you know who Colin Farrell is, um,
Falcone.
Co-
Carmine
Colin
Falcone.
Colin Farrell. He's the type of person that
Oh,
does
mm.
gangster, crime, drama, tragedy, and the tragedy part. I get you probably didn't get it. Maybe if you keep on watching, you'll probably get that because
Potentially.
they do level him out. They do level him out, and I tell you that much, but it is what it is because it's to interpretation to the eyes of the beholder that
Mm.
with DC watching far as with that
Random question, if I may.
sure.
You mentioned that the inspiration that the place that Colin Farrell got inspiration from was Batman Returns.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I
can
fuck with the
we
Penguin.
yeah can we say that that is a good place to take inspiration from?
I think I like
Can,
it just because it's more like
Because for
it's
aesthetic
more like
wise,
down. It's
sure,
like it's like
but
the first the penguin the recent penguin. It's like more down to earthy, but it's
hmm
also has its like it has its cringe moments and then it has its action moments. So I actually
hmm
like it. I like I said, it remind me of Max Payne. So
no,
I
but
actually like it.
that version of the Penguin, that completely new, never done before version of the Penguin that was in Batman Returns. Can we say it's a good place to take inspiration from?
I don't think it's gonna be like I don't think
what
it's
it
the
are
like
you
that version of Penguin. That's the raw version of Penguin to me because of the animated series because they all look kind of like the same. So that Penguin is like was kind of perfect because that's the Penguin that we all know. But
hmm
the most recent one and this one, the one we have now, it's like it's different. I like the one that we have now, because like it's just more I don't know, it's more gritty, you know what I mean? It shows like
mm.
how like it's more criminal active, you know what I mean? It's like there's more action, you feel me? I don't like the whole like the dialogue parts because it's a little long and you can get
Yeah.
lost in dialogue,
Yes.
but
Yes.
everything else I ain't had no problem with.
That's understood. You didn't watch so all three of y'all didn't watch the full show because
Uh,
of
Not the
it was
full,
too
but
long.
it definitely not
It
for
was,
me. No, no. I mean, I just stopped at like I wanted to just see what it was. You feel me? So I mean, I watched the first two episodes. It was pretty great. It was pretty fire.
but
I mean, but I already expected that because we already talked about it. You know what I mean, so I already
yeah,
expected what it was going to be. I just said if it was a little bit more mafia dialogue and like the mafia style, like if they pushed it more into the mafia shit, I
mm.
know it was going to be a little bit
you would have
more
kept it
slower
would it would
because of
have
that.
kept you going of watching it pretty much.
Facts.
Okay,
But but an overall, it was it's definitely dope. I like it. I like just like I like the last ping. I like this one too. So I mean, it's some action in it. You feel me? I mean, it's more like I said, it's more down to like human style. It's like more down to earth. You feel me? It's not
yeah,
cartoonish. It's
yeah.
not like I mean, it's dark comics. You feel me? So you have to expect dark shit from DC. You feel me? So I fucks with it.
To your question, Nas, I I hope that you're not looking at the Batman Return Penguin as the style of videography and presentation
No. I'm
that
going
you're
off what you
talking
just
about.
said. I'm going off what you said. I don't know.
Yeah,
You're the one presenting the
yeah,
information here.
no, but
And you said that was the inspiration, Batman Returns. So I'm just
no,
asking a genuine
uh,
question here. Do we
I
do we believe that that version of the character is the best place to take
that's why
inspiration from?
that's why I'm answering your question. I want to be able to
Got you.
be I want to be able to be precise of what
Yes,
question you're
sir.
asking. What you're asking.
Shit, I think yeah. That's my I like that iteration of Penguin better than all the other ones because that's the comic book version, that's the animated series version, and that's the version that they showed you of that Penguin. You know what I mean? So I have no problem with the original
Wait,
Penguin.
wait.
Like
That version
that's
of the
the
penguin was used in animation.
yeah. It was also with the eye and the top hat with the cane. Yeah,
Yeah, no, no, no,
that was
yeah,
that
yeah,
was a
sure.
Batman
Aesthetic
animated series.
wise,
Yeah.
but the aesthetic wise, but in terms of the character himself, like being raised by penguins, biting people's noses off, raising the steward, was that in the animated series as well?
Yep. Yeah. That was all animated shit. Him doing all that
Interesting.
extra shit.
See,
I
I did
mean,
not know that.
yeah. If you go back to Batman animated series, you'll see they go into his story a little bit. It's not too much, but they
Hmm.
do go into his story a little bit of where he came from and shit, and how he became the Penguin and shit like that. So I mean,
And he ran
definitely,
for politics and
definitely, if
whatnot.
if they got it from that, I fucks with it just because that's the original Penguin.
Okay,
Yeah.
no, I'm gonna do my investigation. He he.
Word. Word. I mean, so there you have it. Um, YouTube and Facebook, you see that, with the Penguin, overall speaking, there's a lot of audience for it, right? And a lot of audience for it did gave it a good rating, and some didn't go. We gave it a 9. Other people, the whole entire audience rating is a 8.7. So there's a couple of people that shares your thoughts and feelings as well. You know, I'm not uh hating here. You feel me? Like somebody out of 1,000 people gave it like a 1 due to the fact that they didn't like something about it. You feel me? So
Hmm.
there's something there. Uh, really something that for somebody out of 50 out of 49,000 out of 49,000 people rated the Penguin, 1,000 people rated a 1. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So like,
Let
and
me
then
guess. Some Snyder fans.
well, I wish I
I
could
guarantee
read
you, it was,
it.
I guarantee you, it was because of the dialogue. I guarantee you, it was because of
I
that.
wish I could read it. Let me see if I could
All
uh
right, that's
I
plausible.
guarantee you, because it was
This
I
the
guarantee you, the
dialogue situation
dialogue
is
was so
plausible.
cringe.
let me see if I could
The dialogue situation is very plausible. I give it that.
top
The only thing
rated.
that kept me going through the dialogue was I sped it up to 1.5 just to get it going. And I've been watching some anime where they just keep on talking and talking and talking. So I got used to that.
Yeah, I get that point.
Mm-hmm.
But I wish I could see the ratings overall. But overall speaking, it did good. You know, let me see if I get this
Wonderful.
in Rotten Tomatoes and see if I can get it that way. But Penguin, like you said, like I would. This is the problem though. At the same time, like people can't do long story movies anymore,
Mm.
shows anymore. It has to be cut in like 55 minutes, or probably
Oh,
less than that. So this is the
oh,
problem with the audience
haha.
that when it comes to watching a film at the same time, because it has to be shorter. It can't be an hour because it it stops the view going, because the audience don't got time to watch a freaking hour show. Like, know what I
Hey,
mean,
Jesse,
what's up
didn't
with
I
it?
mention this to you a while back?
I know this though. It's nothing new.
I said this to you. You were saying no. No, you're saying the
No,
same thing I said.
nah, I didn't say. I did not disagree with you. What do you? No, let's clarify this. I didn't. I when it comes to um understanding this whole thing, when it comes to writers and writers strike, I always emphasize that. So don't think I never emphasize that. You know what I mean? Always tell the truth, nothing but the truth. I always give you a valid opinion of mine, but that doesn't discount the fact that it's when it comes to shows nowadays, they don't make it no longer than maybe an hour and 20 minutes when it comes to films. When it comes to TV, 8 episodes, 30 minutes. That's it. You know,
But the general runtime of each episode, even with that, we spoke about this at great lengths.
of course,
Anyways, we move. We
you
move.
know. So yeah, like when it comes to all critics,
I do feel like we're making it shorter and shorter because everyone's attention span is uh, getting shorter and shorter.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like I think
Right, you are.
call it,
Which I did mention. Mm-hmm.
I call it like Michael, Michael videos or
mhm,
something like TikTok and stuff. And everyone's attention span is getting shorter and shorter just in general.
that makes sense though. That makes a great lot of sense to everything that's going on in uh, movies in general and TVs in general, because like you have to shorten it somewhere somehow, so everybody can have a good time. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes yes, it don't always happen to be the best, but sometimes the writers fuck up, and it as the audience we talk about it. As the audience, we say how we feel. Some audiences like like us that are creators and come here and speak about it for the art for the overall population that does like DC and wants DC to change in some sort of fashion or make their choose the writers correctly. Because if you don't choose the writer correctly, somebody like Nas, Sky, OG, me, Pat will tell you what time it is, and we're not gonna hold any back. We're gonna we're gonna tell you what time it is, and also other creators, other YouTube creators will tell their piece too. Just just me, I like to keep the peace, and sometimes there's a little ruckus in here, but there is times I will be in collision with my panelists and with my co-hosts. That doesn't mean collide will not be collide. When it's due in due time, it will be. You know. Uh, there's one. For example, I'm sorry it took so long. With the Penguin, I took one of the ratings. It says how to kill an entire series with one stupid decision. So
Mm.
that's the title of that one person,
What
and
was the decision?
the decision was it's a long thing. He said,
Summarize.
sorry, it just can't uh, survive Oz killing Victor. That that's it is
Victor is dead? Damn.
that spoiler alert.
Damn. Remember when I was asking you if he's gonna be Victor Zaz? And you're like, oh no, you're gonna stay tuned. Man, damn bummer. You see if it turned into
Broken,
Victor Zaz, that would have been nice.
and I won't won't be here for season 2. This episode was also bad for Sophia. It completely undermined her character as just made her define a term of Oz. In fact, overall, this episode was just one big mess. So that's a little bit of this whole entire essay of writing because this is just one person that hated how the story ended. So you get a lot of parts and pieces of a couple of people that is 1,000 people that shares his thoughts and ideas of how he felt. Like this one person just said Victor. That person title was How to Kill an Entire Series in Decision, which I never watched this garbage. So, you know, it,
But
so
to
you're
be
not
fair
alone.
though,
You're not
to be
alone.
fair though, thinking about that decision, if they really did that, it would have been nice. It would have been nice if they kept him around and they made him into Victor's dad, like give him his origin story as well. It can't just be about the Penguin and the Penguin alone, especially if he lives in a world of other DC characters, assumedly within the same Batman universe that Batman could potentially go up against in Partner Batman 2 or something. They
True.
could should be showcasing Zaz's story there as well. So killing Victor here is weird. It's a weird choice. You know what that sounds to me like? That sounds to me like Todd Phillips saying there's no Joker and killing the Joker.
Hmm.
That's what that reminds me of. So yes, I could understand that idea why the person would feel that way about a bad decision that ruined the series for him.
But what if that wasn't Victor?
Just like the Joker isn't the Joker.
Nah. What I'm saying is that the audience is thinking that this person is Victor, and he might not be the Victor.
That is true. That is very true. But what usually happens when you write like this?
Hmm.
How do the fans generally feel?
I
For
I get
example,
it. There's a thousand of
remember watching you remember One
people.
Division, right? You remember
Yeah,
One Division? You remember
yeah.
when they brought in Peter Maximoff or Pietro, but it turned out to be just Ralph Boner, just egged everybody on.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, stuff like that. Or when they brought in Doomsday in on season 3, but then it turned out it wasn't Doomsday, it was Bizarro. That's another one as well.
That Ben Bizarro. What are you talking about?
It turned out to be Bizarro. Okay, never
Season
mind. That
three.
analogy isn't gonna work. Yes, season 3
Se-
of Superman and Lois.
yeah,
Um,
season three was Bizarro.
yeah,
Season
it's
four
okay,
was
yeah,
Doomsday.
but it's the same. That's the same character. It's the same character though.
Yeah.
So
That's,
never mind that analogy. It's lost its meaning here, evidently.
what's wrong? What's wrong with that decision? Just because they use the same
No, no,
character?
it's the showcasing of
I
the
don't like
analogy that I was
Yu-Gi-Oh.
making. Yeah, that's something. We move. I was drawing the comparison, but it's not working. We move.
That's a wrong comparison.
For this demographic, yes.
I don't know. I can't vibe with it.
Like yeah, the
The
Penguin. It
point
is
is, fans felt misled. They were like hoping for something, and then it didn't turn out the way they want, and fans feel misled or let down. And when they feel you don't want to let down your fans, that's all. That's what I was trying to convey.
understandable. That makes sense.
Hmm.
That totally makes sense right there. You know, but
Especially
it's
since you
to
want the viewership to go up.
yeah, but it is what it is though, because like
Sure.
you have to get it from that perspective. DC, you have to also understand that other audiences may have the same feeling as my panelists here is conveying, because at the end of the day, that some DC fans don't write reviews. They just talk to their friends about,
Hmm.
yo, this shit was whack. What the fuck, man? What the fuck I watched this for?
Hmm.
Like, know what I mean? They
Hmm.
No,
just sitting
not
low.
every
They just
iteration of Superman is good.
Preach.
yeah, exactly. But you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, DC, you have to get. I know it's probably hard for you to get good writers, and you try to find the cheapest writer to cheapen the comic book, and can't use certain shit because shit was too greedy, or you can't do that in FX or photography, motion, and it's probably difficult. I get it, but make sure at least you get a comic book enthusiast in your
Like I
ranks.
said, the nerds.
So
Get the nerds.
so so when you have a comic book, when you get a comic book enthusiast with the writer, they can piggyback each other. They can make the movie show, the movie happen when it comes to DC iterations and stuff like that. With the Penguin, at least it shows that it's a eight. You know, just cause it's an eight
I think they
because
need a major leap. I think they need something to like. I mean, I think they just need something that like a major impact, like something that's like rememberable, like for the year or like
That is
2025.
why
They
you
have
go
to
to the
have something
nerds.
major.
I so
Go to the nerds. They
answer
got you.
so answer this. So answer this. Out of
Hmm.
all DC shows that I'm about to list, listen, listen me out, hear me out, and then tell me which one was the best out overall. Overall for
Okay.
DC 2024. So with the Penguin, overall speaking, it's a eight because that's I'm going with it as an overall and generalizing it because mine's was just a straight nine because there was two big things for me that I didn't like, and I one of them was part of the overall user review and Rotten Tomatoes. So those two follows what the audience overall speaks upon. You know, not many people, enjoyed it. I get it because of showing me something that's not there. So, my next one is going to be Justice League Crisis of Infinite Earth. The reason why
Oh.
Fire.
What?
uh, Justice League Crisis of Infinite Earths.
Uh,
Justice
I
League
like it.
Crisis Justice League Crisis of Infinite Earth Part 1 through 3.
one.
It
Mm-hmm.
yes, 1
It,
through 3. And
uh,
it's long. I get it. It's 4 hours long just to
What's wrong,
watch
Nas?
no, no, no,
What's
it.
wrong?
no. There's nothing to do with that.
What is it? The multiverse thing? Is it like
Yes,
the whole
crisis.
collision of all?
Hmm.
Yeah.
They mishandled that story so bad. They mishandled that story.
I get it. I mean, I just like it because of the
That story was
iterations,
so
all the versions
mishandled.
of the superheroes. I like that. That's just
Yes,
fire.
but so
I mean,
far
seeing
they
Superman Prime, Superboy, and all them. That shit was
Mhm.
fire.
Yeah, that shit
as
was
far as I'm
fire.
concerned, those were just cameos. Those didn't feel like
Nah,
characters. Those were just
they played a
cameos.
big role,
They
bro.
wasn't. They was like side niggas and shit.
They played a
Yes,
big
they
role,
were just
bro.
cameos. Sure,
Nah,
no,
they
no,
played
no,
a
no.
big role.
Hear
I
me
mean,
out.
yeah.
Hear me
Every
out.
iteration
How
has a
can
big
Of
role.
course,
I
they
hear
played a
you
big
out?
role. We
How
know
can I
that.
how can you hear me out if I never gave you my overall of reasoning why?
No, because you brought it up. You put it on the plate.
Yeah, but I never gave you my overall statement.
Okay, cool. Let me shut up. Let me shut up. My apologies. Let me shut the fuck up. Do you?
The thing overall is that I get it, and I share the same thing. That I wish it wasn't three parts just to finish a conclusion. So that's why I gave it a 6.8. I gave it a 6.8 because they didn't need to prolong it like that. They didn't need to make it big emphasis because at the end of the day, in a TV series, they did it in like two, and then they did it like in two parts. They
No,
did
no,
one part,
false.
just Flash. They did it in two parts.
No, false. They did it in four. They did it
No,
in four. They did it in four, and all of season eight of Arrow was leaning into that. All of the Arrow was not that season eight. That last season was all about the crisis, and then they had four episodes: one on Batwoman, one on Supergirl, one on Flash, one on Arrow. I don't think no. Legend of Tomorrow didn't have a part. Just the four. Batwoman, Supergirl, Arrow, and Flash. And all of season 8 of Arrow was leaning into that. So try again.
In Flash, right? In
Yes.
Flash, Batwoman showed up in Flash, right? Because Flash went to
Mm-hmm.
go get her, right?
Yes.
That's part one, right?
I believe I don't remember which one was part one, but is it a Flash
Ah,
or either
yeah,
Flash or is the first?
yeah.
Flash or one of them is the
Flash
first.
was Flash was gonna create this enormous reasoning of time because it showed in the seasons. So part one to me, part it showed in two parts. I don't know how you saying part four.
No, no,
It
no.
showed
I'm
in
saying the entire story itself of the crisis took place over the span of 4 episodes, not just in
four
two episodes.
four episodes, but it was short. That's my point. So with Justice League Crisis of
Damn,
Infinite Earth,
6.8 though? Really?
huh? Yeah,
6.8?
6.8,
Really?
yeah. Because they didn't
Why?
show because I'll tell you what, each part was an hour and 30 minutes. Each part showed showed I get that they wanted to prolong and show the NC monitor and show what the NC monitor is about. They wanted to show
Alright.
each. They wanted to. I get well. We can give it a 7 because they wanted to take their time and a little bit of character development for each character that's involved in Crisis of Infinite Earth. We can say that, or I
I'm
can
an anime
agree.
fan, so you already know how I am, bro. I'm an animation
So
fan, so you know I love like I mean that type of shit.
so I didn't I didn't I
Oh,
didn't have I didn't have a problem. I didn't have a problem watching. I didn't. It's just that I preferred watching the Flash version because it gave
oh
it
Okay,
yes, by far,
so
understandable.
it gave it a
by far.
shorter, and there wasn't a lot of people because they only had three Superman, three Flash, three they didn't need they only showed two Batmans. That was it. And a Supergirl. And they had
Mm-hmm.
Black Lightning. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't they
You know
so
why?
but with the Batwoman iteration,
Which I hate.
you have to understand that particular Batwoman comes from Christopher Christopher Nolan's Batman version.
Okay then.
You don't know the connection because that's why he wasn't there. He left he left it to her to he left. Remember, her cousin went to go find him. He couldn't find him, so she came back. Then when she came back, there was a problem in Gotham. And then when the whole thing happened, that's when Flash and Supergirl went to go get her. So that it was the same
Oh, so
iteration.
that's like that's the iteration from the movie, right?
Yeah,
From the
the
Flash
black
movie.
dude. Yeah, the
I'm
black
looking this
dude.
up right now.
The black
I
dude
hated
is
that
his.
Flash
The
movie,
I'm
bro. I
black
looking this up
swear
dude.
to
right
God.
now.
You know who his son is? The black dude.
Lucius
Yeah, that's
that's Lucius
That's
Lucius
Fox.
Fox's son.
so why you guys did not connect that?
No, 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 no. I'm
Well,
looking this
because I
up.
mean he's part of the Batman. He's supposedly a Batman, but like he's kind of not, but he is. Like he's not really like
No,
Hold on
I'm
for
he's
a
like a
saying
second.
he's
Batman, but he's
connect. I'm
not.
talking
Like
about he's connected from Christopher Nolan's version of Batman.
oh, okay, okay,
How
yeah,
y'all
yeah.
did not connect that though?
No, 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 no. I think
I,
you don't mean what
I
you're
don't know,
saying,
man.
but I get what you're saying.
I didn't connect it just because like I
Hmm.
didn't I don't know. It
I
wasn't
get
like
what you're saying, but
one
I
of
don't
those
think you
things
mean
for
what you're
me.
saying. Like
But
exactly as you're saying.
Like that
but
Flash movie was cringe, so I couldn't even really like I couldn't even, bro.
no,
The
I'm not talking
storyline
about
was
that
so
Flash.
fucked up. I couldn't even like. Oh,
I'm not talking about that Flash. I'm
the
talking about
original
TV
Flash.
Flash. I'm
I'm gonna
talking
look
about
at that.
TV Flash.
Oh, CW Flash. Yeah.
Yeah,
Now CW
yeah.
Flash, I love that. That shit was fire,
Batwoman.
bro.
Batwoman is
Oh
connected
man.
to the Batman film. You know that.
Oh, into in
I
that universe.
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
I'm looking
Yeah.
And
at that.
Okay. I understand now.
Superman and Lois. I think he's Superman Kingdom Come. I think. if he's not him, he's the alternate version of Superman and a man in Flash. That's probably Kingdom Come. So I liked the fact that when it came to CW, it took different parts, different parts that they think that it's important. With Justice League Crisis of Infinite Earth, they did have two Supermans. They only had one Batman that was important. They had Wonder Woman. They didn't have no Flash really. Flash was just gone. They had Constantine. They had Constantine and they
Lucifer.
had and Lucifer.
Yeah, Lucifer was he popped out from the shows Lucifer.
Nah, I didn't see
He was
Lucifer.
there. Yes, he was there.
I love that
Oh
show.
wow. But
Yes,
to
Love
me
that show.
he wasn't important. He wasn't
yes,
important.
he was. He's the reason why they were able to find Arrow, but they were able to find Oliver Queen.
Oh yeah,
They
yeah, you're
traveled
right.
to
You're right.
they traveled to Earth 616, not 616, 666. Sorry, they traveled to Earth
Mhm.
666, and they knocked on his door. Him, John Diggle, and Mia Queen, is that her name? That's Oliver
Mhm.
Queen's daughter.
Mhm.
Yeah, Mia. Yeah.
And then on top of that,
I
I like
thought that was no. I'm
you.
sorry.
Go ahead, OG.
I'm sorry. I was thinking of the sister. Thea. Thea is
Oh,
the
Thea. No,
sister.
Thea wasn't there.
Okay.
It's Mia.
So with Justice League, I liked it. I also liked the fact that it gave it. I understand where you guys is like, wow, your score is low for Justice League Crisis of Infinite,
No, 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 no.
and
It's
and
right, but for the
I'm
wrong
giving
reasons.
I'm giving my full points though. My full
Nah,
points.
I
Mhm.
expected that from you. I expected it.
I give it my full points because one was that I liked it that there were important people to play with, and I emphasize that Batman, the two Supermans, and other characters that was involved really in keeping Earths intact, and and then and then and then I liked it the fact that they gave it a a finished story of all the Batman family. They gave it. They. I liked it that they gave it opening, a closing, and an ending at the same time. I liked it that, and I also liked it the fact that it showed too much. I didn't like the fact that they slowed down the process of trying to kill him, and when when Lex, there was like two Lexes there too, and when one Lex was like saying that he was the smartest one, I was like, wait, what? And spoiler alert, and then the whole and the whole story, it just really could be it could have been shortened, because like it didn't need all this in between, and it didn't need that. It could have been short and concise with two parts. They could have shortened it with two parts, but I guess they needed that third to close it out real good, so they can understand everything. Cause like it gave Superman's origin story, it gave Flash origin story, it gave Batman's origin story, it gave Martian Man his origin story, and it also gave John Diggle his story. And I guess it needed three parts to do so. I don't know, but I
That's crazy.
I give it a 7. But the the three bad things that I'm listing that's negative from out of 10, well, too long. They could have shortened it, and third, I don't know why they picked that person to rejuvenate to rejuvenate the anti-monitor ship to choose one Earth.
Are you talking about the
Those
Psycho Pirate?
no, I'm not talking about I'm not talking about the Psycho Pirate. The Psycho Pirate gave them a fighting chance. The ending I didn't like.
Hmm.
So that's why those are the three things that didn't make it for me as a 10.
I I thought I thought it could have been better as a limited series
Mm-hmm.
than a 3 part show. I think that would have been better if
Okay.
they made it into a miniseries
Mm.
than 3 part movie.
Yeah.
Because it's more information more digestible for more consumers.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
What do you think if they made it into a miniseries instead of a 3 part movie? Would you have preferred that?
Yes. Maybe. It depends on the writing. Because with the three parts, right? I don't um with the three parts, I'm gonna have a question for y'all at the end. Because I want to be able to get everybody's understanding when it comes to this question. So what are your thoughts again, OG, of Crisis of Infinite Earth?
So, I thought it was a little bit repetitive on the third
Strike one.
one.
Strike one.
Um, well, didn't I like? But the multiple flashes, it was sometimes hard, but not with classes. But with multiple characters, was sometimes hard to distinguish. Like who's original, who's this one. Does that make sense? But,
Yes.
okay. And
That's strike two. Oh.
what else? There was something else. I I felt like it would have been better as a series.
Mm.
Cause they could have shortened it to better size basic content, and it could have been more easier to follow, especially if they did recap every week or something.
Mm.
I think that would have been a better way to go.
That makes sense. All right, Nas. What are your thoughts? So, OG, you're saying that it's a seven or a six? Because that was strike three already. You got another strike?
Probably 6.5.
Ooh. What's the minus five?
I
Like
just,
it's just that little bit, huh? It's just that itty bitty that's fucking up.
yes, yes.
What's that
It
itty bitty?
just, I thought it could have been handled so much better
Mm.
if
That,
they made it either into a series or shorter parts.
all right,
Like,
cool. Nas, what you got? What's your rating? And share us your thoughts and opinion.
We're in for a doozy. Where do I begin? So, I'll give it a 5.8. I'm being generous. I'm feeling nice today. I'm gonna give it a 5. The overall thing, the overall 1, 2, and 3, 5.6.
Five
5.8. I
point
mean,
six,
I'm
five
being
point eight.
yeah 5.8. Yes, I'm being nice.
Oh,
I'm being nice.
Okay.
I'm being generous. I'm in a good mood. You feel me?
Mhm.
So I'm willing to do that. But um, that's the overall thing. But
Mhm.
please, I wanted to say that you were right in terms of. So, the stuff that you mentioned about it being too long and about the Arrowverse version being better, yeah, those things I 100% agree with. But your solutions were, I don't believe they were the best to address that. I think they rush some things and they cut back on a bunch of stuff at the same time, which did not really serve them well. For example, this new universe just started a few years ago. It just started and it's ending already. Granted, this happened because we need to change in direction with James Gunn coming to be to head DC. So they wrap that shit up. But off rip from the beginning of the Tomorrowverse, I did not like the animation style because this animation style was weird. And if this is supposed to be a multiversal story, why the hell didn't they have different animation styles to showcase, hey, this different animation? Everything was just bland, and the animation wasn't exactly fluid. The longest runtime of the characters out of the whole thing, of course, was Batman. Why Batman? He got the long Batman Halloween long 1 and 2. Then he got Justice League War World, and that's the thing. They had a Justice League
Fire.
storyline going, and it only had three people, and they didn't even come together to form the Justice League. Then there's the Justice Society, featuring Flash,
Mm.
What you
and then
mean?
it was weird. Why not give each of these characters time to develop? But I know they weren't able to do that because of James Gunn coming to head DC and is taking everything in a new direction. Everything was going to be canon. So therefore, the best way to end that would have been the Crisis on Infinite Earths and just wrap that up and just move transition smoothly into whatever James Gunn is doing. So now that would be the singular timeline that was the created by the century.
Mhm.
Cool, right? But they spend too much time on dinosaurs, way too much time on dinosaurs, way too much time on Batman critiquing being Batman, saying, "Oh, that seems very responsible," and fighting. I
Mm.
didn't care for that. That did not need to happen at all. And the why is the Psycho Pirate getting so much story, whereas we haven't seen our main Justice League roster of characters get their story? That was weird. I like I like that several characters got their shine. For example, Doctor Midnight. That's
Mhm.
the second Doctor Midnight from a part who was a member of the Justice Society. I like that they showcased her that she's smart, she's useful. I like that the boy Question was up in here doing his thing. I like that they had Jakeem Thunder because he's from Justice Society as well. Again, I like Jakeem Thunder. A lot of people sleep on the characters that are in Justice Society, but I like that they
Yes.
brought him back. Um, who else played the major role? My boy, Michael Holt, if I remember his name correctly, Mr. Terrific. I like that he was out here,
Yes.
doing things. I like
Yes.
that, right? But at the same time, they diminished those roles, but they wanted to focus on Psycho Pirate and Supergirl and Batman in Long Halloween. Um, just randomly just thrust John Stewart into this world, and they destroyed the legacy of Hal Jordan, like all through off rip. We haven't even got introduced to this version of him yet, and already he's a bad guy. So how can I care about him? I don't know anything about this version. Nothing in this version tell me that I should care about y'all. This random thing happened at the end of Constantine. Um, well, the Constantine movie that is not even a damn movie. It's a what you call it? It's a showcase. These lying bastards. They lied to me, thinking I'm getting a full Constantine movie, and I didn't. But they focus, but for the series itself, they focus on the wrong things. But I did like that they took the time out to try and give us a variety of characters that we're probably gonna never get again for a long while. I did love and enjoy that. The thing is, they in the process of trying to showcase these characters, they butchered them. That's what I did not like. They didn't need to be there. Why including different versions of characters that were already in stuff that had their own version of multiversal stuff? Their multiverse run different, and they weren't able to showcase them into this. So that really took away from my personal enjoyment of it, because I'm saying, but this thing is a part of that thing. Why are you putting this thing in this thing? What evidence do we have of that? And then in bringing them in, you changed their animation style, so you made it a shitter version of what it actually was.
True.
Even Darkseid looked awful. You saw when Darkseid they showed him, it's like, ew, tiny head. What the hell
Spoiler
is that?
alert.
My apologies. I didn't even think about that. My apologies.
It's alright.
Yeah. Like, ew, tiny head. I like that they showcase Barry in there, and Barry actually being punished for his crimes of restarting the timeline or whatever, of going back in time. But the thing is, what really confused me about it is that they were able to kill Darkseid. How are you able to kill Darkseid? Um um just a moment.
Well, you
Okay, my apologies. But my apologies. I'm sorry about that. I'm at work, so I'm trying to. Yeah,
got
but
you.
no, yeah, back in mode. From what I know about Darkseid from the comics, he literally represents the whole in things. Whatever Lucifer is in real life, that's what Darkseid is in the comics, in the whole multiverse. Anything that's wrong with the multiverse, like anything that goes bad, is all tied back to him. So you can't remove it. If you remove Darkseid, you literally remove the notion of evil. So removing Darkseid should mean that evil is no longer a thing. Yet bad things are still happening. So how does that make sense? So I get why the universe could be in flux and now spring out into multiverses. But here's the thing: Darkseid is outside of the multiverse. So anything that happens to, even if there's a version of Darkseid that's affected inside the inside the universe, that should not affect a whole multiversal story. That doesn't make sense because that's just a version of him. That's not the real Darkseid. So what are you doing here? And again, like I mentioned, the animation style is just shit. And the series, the whole Tomorrowverse, crashed and burned. It came too quickly, and it ended too quickly. It didn't
Mm.
make sense for them to do that at all. The way they were animated the characters, it was for the most part lackluster. I like that they tried to do something with Wonder Woman and Black Canary in
Hmm.
their version of the Justice Society. They look cool, but the rest of them, Superman, okay, I get it, he's starting up, but he hasn't even got the chance to become half as powerful or half as important, generally speaking, as the Superman that was from the universe that came before. That was an insult. Like, what's going on?
Mm.
Then out of nowhere you're finding out this. Okay, there's a Green Arrow that's inside of the Tomorrowverse or inside of the Justice League, but yet we never got introduced to him in the version before. And why are we just now during in this crisis? Why is this is the time when you're doing a love story between Green Arrow and Black Canary? It's a weird. Pick your timing. Whilst fighting dinosaurs of all times,
They wanted
the
to be
dinosaurs
funny.
didn't need to be there. The dinosaurs did not need to be there. Um, you're saying things could have been cut, so they could have cut it down. They could have taken that scene out and put something else that actually mattered. And when Supergirl died, that actually happened in the original, the first time they did Crisis on Infinite Earths in the comics. That happened, but in this case, when it happened here, I felt nothing. I was supposed to feel something, I guess, but I don't know what the fuck I was supposed to feel because it
You
just
ain't see,
it
you
wasn't
ain't,
there.
because the reason is because you ain't see no tears
I
on
get it.
Superman. You ain't see no tears on
Yeah.
Superman, so you ain't get that tear eye
No, the
and
thing
the
is, it's not
sniffles.
that.
You
I
ain't get the
haven't been
sniffles.
with these characters. I haven't been with these characters long enough to feel that. It wasn't long enough. The universe just started and already it's ending. I
Mm.
didn't get time. Whereas with Arrow, with the Arrowverse version of the Crisis, whenever things happen, we feel something because we've been with these characters for so long. When they heard that Arrow had to die in order to guarantee our hero's victory, we felt it when he actually died. We felt that shit. When Supergirl died, I felt nothing. I haven't built a bond with this version of Supergirl at all. I don't care. Did you?
with Supergirl, with
Yeah, with this version of
Supergirl,
Supergirl,
with Supergirl for me. Spoiler alert.
I felt
Do you?
nothing.
I
I was
didn't.
like, okay,
Well,
cool.
I didn't feel nothing either because of the simple fact that.
And the
Well,
animation
I
style
can
is
give her.
just it
Well,
wasn't
let's say
compelling to me.
this. Let's say this, Nas. Can we give her
Hmm.
sympathy though? Can we give her sympathy on the decisions that she took in order for these events happened without spoiling it because she it wasn't because I could say that majority of the times that she been with the anti monitor, she chose
No, she was
decisions.
with the monitor, not the
I
anti-monitor.
mean
She was
monitor.
with the
I'm sorry.
monitor.
Yeah, the monitor.
The
When
anti-monitor is another one too.
when she
I couldn't
chose
stand him.
when she had her time with the monitor, she made good decisions because in the monitor uh, was like her dad to her, and she was willing to
Mm.
listen. But when she got corrupted, can we agree that that wasn't her when she got
So,
corrupted?
sure.
Can we agree that decision that she made it so that made wait let me correct the thesis of what I'm saying. Can we all agree that what the writer implemented on the decision that uh he or she put on Supergirl, can we all agree to have a little bit of empathy for Supergirl?
A little, but not a lot. There wasn't much in there. It just seemed so manufactured. It didn't feel okay. They tried by giving it the time to develop, but it just
I have no
Yeah.
kind
sympathy.
of felt weird. But I will give them props for trying. But that's another thing that I wanted to address. You're talking
Hmm.
about how the Arrowverse did it better than the TV than the movies. It
Because of
was
the
able to
shorter
do
time.
that.
Because
No,
of
no,
the
no,
shorter time.
no, 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 no. No. It wasn't that. It wasn't that. I promise you, it wasn't that. It wasn't that at all. It's live action. Live action is limited. So in order to make live action cool, you gotta work with what you got and maximize what you got, not add more onto your plate. So they work with what they got, gave us as many cameos as they reasonably and in their budget could give us. Whereas, like I said in before, in animation, you get the chance, you get the freedom to go wild. So they thought, you know what? I'm gonna just put all these bunch of characters and just have them
Love
stand up on
animation.
screen and then show their hand, giving out some beam to do something. We didn't get that in the Arrowverse. Why? Because you don't have the budget for that. For example, when they did Crisis on Earth X, yo, the amount of money that must have taken to just show one character, the Ray, or should I say the gay, but that's a different point. The amount of money it took to show that character alone, and look how cool that character was. And even though the live action didn't really do him justice, they tried to make up for it in a spin-off called the Freedom Fighters on CW Seed. But for what they did in the raid, just that alone, that took a lot of money to accomplish in live action. Now, um, sure, maybe you could say Crisis on Infinite Earths got a bigger budget, but even with that bigger budget for what they accomplished, it was not cheap. So there was nothing in that could said they could do more.
It wasn't
They
cheap, but it
could,
wasn't a lot. Also, that's why they do a lot of animation because
yeah, to maximize what you
they
got.
don't want to utilize their money too much to where. I mean, that's why I love the animation because they put more work into their animation than they
Yes,
do in
they
their
usually
live
put
action.
more work into animation, but the drawing style was already very lackluster and very cheap. So they say, you know what? We're gonna just put more and just put more and more and more useless shit in there to distract people from just how random and boring it is. And it just made it
I
more
love it
random
though.
and
I'm
boring for me.
sorry. I love it
You,
just because it's animation and you know
but
what I
the
mean
anime,
all the
okay,
ones that they all the like not all of them but most of the Justice League or like Batman or Superman animations that they came out with recently I actually fucked with
no, no,
like
no.
so
But we're talking
you
about
know what I
in the
mean
continuity of the canon of DC movies that were coming out from um from
yeah
from Justice League Doom to
I loved it
Flashpoint
I loved it
to yes, that whole series of movies. You see, you love
Batman
that
versus
animation, did you
Robin
not? Yes, did
Justice
you
League
not love that style
War
of animation?
I love it I love
Exactly.
it
And
every
then to go
time
from that to go to Archer style animation for the Tomorrowverse is just weird. And not even good
facts
Archer, or not even good Archer animation. A shit version of the Archer animation. You've seen the show Archer, right?
facts
You've seen that?
Yeah,
It's the same
yeah.
animation style, but just worse. I did not like that. You, it's
Facts.
and then to make it worse, you have a multiverse, and the best idea you could come up with in terms of animation is to do the exact same thing as the rest of the universes. Come on, step it up. Even Spider Verse did a better job of showing, hey, it's a multiverse. We can go crazy. They did not go crazy.
Yeah,
They just
they
threw
used a
random
lot of
people in
CGI
there.
for that too. They used a lot of CGI for that
Sure,
Spider
but it
Verse
was
too.
dynamic. You could tell these universes apart, and these characters are apart because of how they
Facts.
looked. It just didn't seem like plaster. Like everyone is the same thing. It's all cookie cutter, and I did not like this cookie cutter bullshit. I did not like it at all. It was horrendous. It was a disappointment, especially to know what we came from. And then, like I said, when they brought in Uxas, my boy Darkseid, when they brought him in, it was a big muscles but a tiny head. Like what the hell?
Nah, I liked the iteration of Dark Side. Well, I liked the iteration of Dark Side when he faced the just. I forgot which one it is, but the most
Exactly,
recent one. That shit was
exactly,
fire. Like
exactly.
the way he looked, everything was like perfect. The way they had him, like not in this one, not in the Crisis, but the last
In
one that he
Justice
was
League
in. That
War
shit
and
was
Justice League
fire.
Apocalypse War, right?
Yeah,
That one.
shit was
Exactly.
fire.
And then you can't go from that to this and then expect me to be excited over it.
Yeah, facts,
Especially when
facts.
you skip so many potential stories to jump to here. They skipped they skipped over some Teen Titans shit potentially in this
Yeah, and they had
universe.
and they had them.
Or
They had like
of
half of
our
them.
yes, and they had them showed up. Like what was the fucking point of that? I was so disappointed. They brought in Dr. Midnight, but not show her in Dr. Midnight costume. Just show her as just extra number 570 something. You feel me? Like what was that? And Dr. Light, I'm just randomly there to just point light beams. And Lewis Lane. And why is Lewis Lane there for all people? You don't need to be there. Go sit your ass down somewhere. Go and report. Go on the street. Leave the superheroes alone. Not because you're fucking one doesn't mean that you're there. You're not Iris West, and even Iris West,
Facts.
I hate her for that same fucking bullshit. Like, get out. Let the heroes do their thing. This has nothing to do with you.
I don't know, man. I mean, I'm not a like you know me. I love animation. I'm not really biased on it.
Yes, I love animation
I
too.
mean, it
Animation
was.
over live action
It,
any day.
I mean,
But
the start
animation
of it
is
was
still gonna have to
cool.
do
I
it
mean,
right.
it slowed up a little bit. I mean, the second part was okay. The third part was like to me it was like better than the second
It was
part.
overall
The
a
first
waste.
part was cool.
They
I
focused on the
mean,
wrong
but
stuff.
the storyline overall is pretty good too. But no, I mean,
So
I know a
let's
lot of people didn't like it because it's canon. You feel me? Like there's a lot of things that was missing. No, I mean, the animation wasn't really too good, but
They
overall,
disrespected
I
the
liked the
canon that came before.
characters. No, I mean, I like the whole storyline because that's a good storyline if you know how to utilize it. It's a
yeah.
good ass storyline. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna say a 7 too, just because the simple fact that I
Yeah,
mean
the
I'm an
Arrowverse
animation
handled it
fan and I
better
don't want to be biased
with
because I
less
would have gave it like an
characters.
8. But
Hmm.
I liked it. I liked it. I ain't like like he said. I ain't like the animation too much because it wasn't like the other ones. But no, I mean, I'm an animation fan, so I mean, I loved it regardless.
The Arrowverse did better with less,
Facts.
with less. And
But
I
yeah,
can
we can.
assume that they because it's animation don't always get as much money as live action, which is weird because you can do so much more in animation. But
That's because people don't
it
watch
showed that it was cheap.
animation, bro.
I
I love
know they
anime.
don't hype it up.
I love the DC animation because they put their work into it. Like the live
Hmm.
DC
action
don't
is
hype
cool.
up animation like they
The
do the
shows
live
is
action.
kind of
They don't,
okay,
and
but
I don't like
they
that. It's
and
wrong.
that's what I'm saying. Like they don't and they do it. They do that shit on purpose because they want people to revolve more around their artwork, their artistry and shit like that. And I mean that's why I feel like they put more into their animation. And like I said, I love their animation. I think their animation is better than their live action. And the movies, I say is animation, the movies, and then it's live action because there's so many live action should be garbage. Like the only thing that I liked that
Yeah.
was live action for real was the Flash. Other than that, that's the perfect iteration of Flash. It's a perfect 10. Other than that, all the other shit was garbage, bro. Like every single other
Wait,
thing after
wait.
that was garbage.
Live action Flash. Are we talking about the animated
Except
Flash
the
that was
Snyder
in this?
cut. The Snyder cut was fire because because he took his time to really put everything into it, even though it was long as hell. It did its purpose. Other than that, all that other
Oh, you
rest of
like
that shit is
Wiener
garbage.
Flash? That's what's up. Yeah, Wiener Flash. Yeah, talk your shit. Tell me you love them wieners coming at
You
your
know what I
face.
mean?
Busting at you.
You know what I mean? So that's how I
You're
feel
like
about. I love
Glizzy.
DC. I love the
Yeah.
dark comics. Like you're gonna see all the crazy shit in the animation they're not gonna put in live
My
action.
name
They're
is
not gonna
Glizzy
do that.
Glaber, and I'm the fastest man
Even one of
alive.
the
That's what you
movies they
like.
had they had Shazam die. They had every single superhero die in one whole movie. They're not doing
Hmm.
that on live action. They're not going to do that. Like they're not doing that in live action.
True, but
So
overall,
it's like, bro, you have to take it for what it is. You feel me? Like that animation shit is fire because they put more crazy shit into it, and it's very dark. That's why I love their animation because they make it so dark to the point where even the colors in the fucking animation is dark.
understood what you and Nas is conveying, and also OG. Pat, did you watch Justice League Crisis of Infinite Earth?
I didn't really get to finish it. I was on the second part, but I liked it. It was alright. I mean, I seen different Infinite Earths, so it's just like out of all of them, the only one that really hit me the most was the Flash one. But yeah, it was cool, I guess.
Okay, understood. That's why there's not many
I
people that
hate how animation gets shitted on. It's just not always taken seriously.
it's it's all right.
Anima-
Cause
Animation
like
is where shit should really shine because that's where you get to that's where you really get to put passion in. When it comes down to
Yeah, bro. Batman versus Robin was
yo,
fire.
nothing beats a solid
What?
voice actor. You feel me?
That was the
Nothing
best.
beats
That
a
was the
solid
best.
voice
One of the
actor
best
with
animes
best
they
with.
made of DC. Batman versus Robin.
but the person that played Batman is the same person that played Supernatural.
Oh, I
Yes,
didn't know
yes,
that.
Jensen Ackles. That's right,
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Jensen
Yeah.
Ackles. My boy Dean Winchester.
He's always been playing Batman. Batman animated, that's him.
Word. Damn, I didn't even know
Batman
that, yo.
Beyond. I
That's
think I think
crazy.
he's Batman
I love
Beyond
Terry McGinnis.
two. Yeah.
No, 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 no,
Word.
no, 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 no,
No,
no, no, no, no,
I'm
no,
wrong.
no.
I'm wrong.
Oh,
I
he was the
probably am.
Batman.
No, 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 no.
He's
He
Bruce
was
Wayne.
first Jason Todd. He was Jason Todd in Under the Red Hood, and
Oh,
then
word. Oh, okay. Yeah,
yes,
yeah, yeah. That shit
Okay.
fire. What? That's what you need to
Yeah.
do. You need to make a list of all the dope ass animation that DC done did. That's got to be an episode, bro. Because they done
Yeah.
did too much. Yo. They done did too many animations right there. So
But yeah,
yeah, but
overall,
that whole series of DC stuff was dope until they say, you know what, fuck this, we're gonna kill this with Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. That was shit when you really
that shit
think
was
about it.
fire. What?
Yeah,
He killed everybody.
aesthetically,
Batman was a warrior of apocalypse. Was a warrior of dark
aesthetically,
side. That shit was
sure,
fire.
sure, it looked cool. But overall, what was the point of all that
Nigga,
showing these
Etrigan,
characters,
no,
just to
nigga,
kill them off? What was the point of that?
fucking Raven's father and Superman fused together. Like that
I
shit was
know,
crazy.
I know,
That shit was crazy,
and there
man.
you
I
have it,
know.
guys. There you have it. Like, not you see, my panel is telling you what's better than this crap. This crap is only a 7 because we're giving it its decency because the of what the writer tried to convey with telling and speaking for each character's storyline. We give it that because we wouldn't even thought, as us DC fans, we wouldn't even thought that this writer put in Batman Beyond, put in Robin, put in female Robin, put in put in Siren, put in Midnight, put in all these different characters put
That's
together
fact.
to make this Crisis of Infinite Earth story. Like when I started watching it, it made me wanted to watch it more because of Batman Beyond, because of
I love
John
Batman
Diggle.
Beyond. I can't wait.
P- P-
They need to
But
make
it
that
was
live action.
weird
What?
seeing Batman. It was
See,
weird
they
seeing
over
that
here
version of
bullshitting
Batman
with the live
Beyond.
action, bro. I'm
The
telling
Batman
you.
Beyond being in it was weird. It was. It was cool, but it was
why
also
would it
weird
why would it be weird?
because they had him interacting with the young Batman and Batgirl and Robin, and none of them were commenting on it. They were like, "Oh, this is cool. That's what's up."
Oh, don't do that to Terry, bro.
Come on,
Terry
man.
got me part of
You over
They
part of the
here,
didn't
Bat
you
family.
acknowledge it. They didn't acknowledge it. It was just they just put them on screen
Because
and then the,
he's not even a Batman. You feel me? He's not part of the Bat family. Like he snuck into the Batcave and took the suit. Like
Exactly.
that's
you feel me?
worse. That is worse. Why they should acknowledge it? What part of that you not getting? That's exactly why they should acknowledge it. Like, hey, who
I
are
mean,
you?
Robin did it too. You feel me? Robin was one of the first ones to do that too. You know what I mean? But he was more. He got put more into it because all of them was still around. Batman Beyond. He's like the only person with Batman. You feel me? Like they
The
wasn't really
only
around in that.
the only Robin that you can say that for is Tim Drake. So that statement don't count.
All right, facts.
That the
I
only
mean,
person who did
facts.
that was Tim Drake. So that statement don't count. Try again.
I mean,
So
at first he didn't even go into the Batcave. He actually stole the wheels off the Batmobile.
That's
So
Jason Todd.
technically,
Try
yeah,
again.
he didn't. Nah, Tim Drake did that.
That's Jason Todd. No, no. Tim Drake is a different story. Tim
Okay,
Drake
Tim
saw how
Drake. All right,
reckless
so Tim
Batman
Drake
was
is the one
because
who
Jason
snuck
Todd
into the
died.
Batcave. Jason Todd is the one who took the wheels off. All right, cool.
Yes,
But
and
still, and
before that,
overall, it's like,
mhm.
come on, man. I mean, it's Terry,
you're
bro. Now, y'all need to give him his credit, bro. He
Yeah,
still took the
sure,
mantle. Like,
sure.
you
But
feel
he
me?
had no character moment with the main Bat family. Why didn't
Of
he have
course
a
not.
main character moment with the Bat family? It's
because he
weird.
never because he
They
never
wasn't
did.
around.
Now
They
why?
wasn't around at that time.
That
Barbara
is
was
the
still
point. Why
around.
the fuck are they accepting that he's there? That's my point.
Nightwing was still around. He was his own character. The
The
Robins wasn't
only
really around.
the
One of
only
the
They
Robins
reason
turned into a Joker.
they
the
didn't even
only
do a thing like listen. They didn't even do a thing
the
like to say, he's new. Who are you? And why are you?
but
No,
because
they didn't
I'm
even
gonna
do that.
explain. I'm gonna
They just set
explain.
up and
That's
just
Can I explain?
ignored him.
Can I
They
explain
just
why he's
ignored him.
ignored? Can I explain why he's ignored?
Sure.
The only reason why he's ignored is because the only reason why Batman Beyond was there because he's part of the Infinite Earths of DC because of
Yes,
Batman.
facts.
sure.
Look, can,
But
can,
why
can,
was
can,
he
let me
just being
finish. Can
ignored?
I finish?
He
Can
had
I
a main
finish?
part
Can I
in being
finish?
with the Bat
Can I
family, but he
finish?
was never
Can
acknowledged
I
by the Bat
finish?
family. Why
Can I
was he there?
finish? You keep asking the same question. You cut me off.
But you're
You're
not
not helping
answering.
yourself.
You're saying
Uh,
something else.
no, I am answering. It
Okay.
just you don't like you just don't like the answer that I'm giving you.
Okay. I'll try to listen to your answer. I'll try to listen to your answer.
Again, the only reason why Batman Beyond is able to come there is because he's part of the Infinite Earths. Because
Facts.
of the old Batman. The old Batman in
Facts.
that world never had. I don't believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Scott.
How are you gonna mention that
Listen,
when we saw him go
listen,
out?
listen, listen again. You're not listening. I'm trying to give you a reference point. Hear this point. When the old Batman came and that's how Batman Beyond started. Did was there a Batgirl at that time? Was there any of those iterations from that universe?
No,
Batgirl was old.
It,
no.
exactly.
Barbara became
But
the new commissioner.
but but
All the
but
Robins is dead
right?
except one. There was no Bat family pretty much.
But
It was nobody
but
else besides the old
but
Batman. He didn't have nobody.
but
So
that
so
their statement would be true.
wait. This is where I'm gonna end my point from there. So when he came to Earth, did you see the old Batman, or did you see him put in his place?
Just
So
him.
therefore in that Earth, there's no longer a Batman. He's
Okay,
dead.
okay, I hear
Facts.
you. Now, if that is the case, right? If what
That
you're
is
saying
the
is
case.
accurate, no,
It's
no, hear me.
foretelling.
Let me talk, no man. Let me talk, no man. Sure. If what you're saying is accurate, right? I'm willing to give it that. But if what you're saying is accurate, consider this. If why was it that at the end they showed us? Do it again. Why did they show us a young in his not in his prime or like in his 40s Kevin Conroy Batman saying, "Hey, at least if I'm gonna go out, at least I get to go out as Batman." Why didn't they show an old version? That Kevin Conroy Batman is the same one that would have become the mentor to Terry McGinnis um Batman Beyond. So what we're doing here? So if
Maybe
the young Batman is gonna die, that
maybe
means
the
the future
writer
Batman Beyond shouldn't exist.
maybe the writer didn't want to give that.
You see what I'm saying?
That's not
You
my.
see what
That's
I'm
not. My,
saying?
that's not my. That's not my problem. That's between you
Well,
and the
it
writer's
should be
problem.
your problem.
That's
It should be your problem. It
the.
kills your
That's
whole
why
argument
it
on
doesn't care.
arrival.
It doesn't kill my argument. I'm not giving it an argument. I'm giving it a statement of the current events that occurred.
It
I'm not
kills
trying to win.
your understanding of the current
I'm
argument
not. I'm
of
not
the
trying
current
to win an
events.
argument. I'm trying to give you
It
a
kills
point
the
of
idea of the
reference.
of the
That's to
chronology of the current events.
that's to the eye of the beholder. Remember, the movie is subjective. Only a
Everything is
person
subjective.
only a person can like or alter the feeling of a DC
If you're gonna say it's
film.
subjective, you kill any chance of fair
Collide, baby,
criticism.
collide.
No, you can
If you
criticize.
say
You
it's
still can
subjective,
judge.
you kill
You
any
can
chance of fair criticism. Because if I say
nah.
something, oh, it's
This
subjective, who cares? We move.
that's not the point. Because anybody can still make an argument for something and still be subjective about it. It doesn't mean that there's no need for a point of reference to understand audience's opinion. It's not like they're not listening to us or anything like that, because each and every walk of human has different ideas and different intellects and may not agree to what you're saying, may agree to a different point. Just like Sky has a point, just like OG has a point when it comes to Justice League Crisis of Infinite Earth, just like Pat. And we all collectively understand each other's points and facts and aggression to what the writer does for us as a DC fan. That's why I said it like that. And don't think that there's no room of growth when it comes to DC. Don't
Then
think
it
that
can't be
the
subjective. We have to we're taking it at face value. We're taking the information that's given us at face value. And at face value, some things in regards to that don't line up, which means that the whole multiverse that they're trying to create, they failed in delivering to the very detail of what the multiverse should contain or should entail.
that is that to your opinion is understandable, and that's why you gave it
Subjective,
a
which means it doesn't matter.
They're gonna
it
put some
matters to
respect on
me.
my boy Terry name. They're gonna put some
Yeah,
respect
sure,
on my
sure,
boy
sure.
name.
Sure. Okay.
Word up, bro.
Now,
I know he not the greatest Batman, but the nigga done beat Superman officially. So, know what I mean, even though they didn't
okay.
notice him, trust and believe Terry McGinnis is
Now,
one of those peoples, bro.
back
Like
to
he's
why
that
did I
Batman,
choose
man.
to now to why did I choose to mention um them not acknowledging Terry McGinnis at all?
Yeah, cause
Remember
he
how
that
remember how
Batman.
big a deal they made out of Batman, saying, oh, it's irresponsible to have kids in the line of battle, and it's weird to adapt with knowing what my life usually is on the nightly. So if they took time out to acknowledge that, they should have no problem taking time out of their busy schedule to
And then the
just
crazy part
have a
is
line or two to say, hey, it's weird.
Terry
Who are
has
you?
fucking Bruce Wayne DNA in him. So
In him.
technically he's his son. So
Exactly.
technically he's his
So
son.
even make it worse. Why didn't they find time to acknowledge it? To say, hey, I'm also technically a son of Batman too, or something. And they're like, oh,
Cause they
okay.
didn't want to hear that shit, bro. That nigga ain't never had no
But
kid
Yeah,
besides
the
but
writer
Damien.
didn't
So
even
they
want
was like,
the
nigga,
writer didn't want to do that shit,
it
bro.
would have been cool to acknowledge it. That's all I'm saying. It would have been
nah,
cool to
nah.
acknowledge that
You
The
you're
because
not
it
the
was
writer
only
so
person
didn't
to
much.
give
say
no
that though.
shit.
Because if you go on
Thank
Reddit,
you.
The writer
everybody's saying
didn't
the
give
same
no
thing. They
shit.
said, yeah,
Thank you.
facts,
Just
facts. They
acknowledge the
didn't
shit.
care.
It's
I
weird.
Yeah,
am.
they didn't care.
It's weird. They should
And if you
care.
go on Reddit, a lot of people were saying that. They was like, "Yo, why
They
didn't
should
they?"
have
Like
cared.
everybody was saying that shit, and a lot of people just liked to just did that Terry McGinnis was in it. You feel me? They was like, I respect
Yes.
because
And
they
then that
respected
was
just
enough to
Terry McGinnis was
distract from
just being in
everybody.
it was good enough.
Hmm.
You feel me? So
That was
I
enough
feel
to
the same way.
distract
You feel me?
people.
I feel like it was fucked up that they didn't notice him, but at the same time, if they knew what the fuck he did to get there, I guarantee you they would have respected him.
Yes, and that would have made him all the more cooler.
Yes.
Facts.
And because you can't just be giving people what you call it popcorn reaction or what is cool, but what happens after the popcorn feeling is gone? You're gonna
Of
look at it like, huh, that's weird. That's my thing. Remember when I said, hey, when they're making movies or whatnot, you need to make it in a way that after you get your initial reactions and what out the way, you can still always go back to the story few years down the line, and you still can have that or something close to that. It's gone now when you're just there like, okay, what is this? It's like post-nut clarity. What the hell are we doing? You're just there disappointed
Nigga,
in yourself that I just watched this garbage.
nigga, they even got Terry McGinnis fighting Damien, and Damien ends up beating him because he ain't want to be Batman. Like
Isn't that
what?
weird? Exactly.
Ends
Wasn't
up
that weird?
beating him, bro. Like
Wasn't that
he
weird?
becomes Raja. He it takes the part of Raja al Ghul, and Terry McGinnis stays as Batman. Nigga ends up going all the way to Raja al Ghul shit to be like, yeah, what's up, nigga? I'm the new Batman. Ends up whooping his ass.
It was weird.
Shit was
That whole
crazy,
that
bro.
whole thing was weird. Sure, it
but
wasn't a scene pop up on screen, but with after we take out all that filler and whatnot, the story was pointless. Why are they fighting amongst themselves?
but
Sure,
nah,
this fear thing, but it was
Yeah,
weird.
understandable.
Thank you.
we're gonna see how James Gunn creates Batman Brave and the Bold. That is very key point right there.
Don't do that, bro. You know I'm a Brave and Bold fan, bro. I love Brave and Bold.
I
That
got I
shit's one
got
of the best
I got I gotta
iterations for that.
I do not
I
like
gotta put that
that
ingredient
the
into y'all.
dynamic.
I
I
gotta
don't
put
like
They
that
the
fucked
fear.
that
dynamic
up,
they're
I
bro.
gotta
I
using.
will
put
not
that
fuck with
fear.
DC no more, cuz.
I gotta put
It's
that
kind of
fear
screwed up.
into y'all,
They're
man.
kind
I
of
gotta
screwed it
put
up.
that fear.
I
Cause
don't like the
Don't do that,
dynamic
bro,
that they're
because
doing.
they fucked Batman Brave and Bold up. I swear to God, bro. I'm telling you, I'm not fucking with DC for the rest of 25, bro.
No, 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 no.
That's an
Think about it. Think about
iconic
it. Think
thing,
about it.
bro.
Think
And
about it.
they can possibly fuck that up. And this in the offense the crisis on Infinite Earths shows like, yo, don't
yeah,
take this iteration and try to put Brave and Bold like this, or don't take Kid Crusader and think that you're gonna do Brave and Bold like that. You feel me? Like
Yeah,
because
sure.
they either gonna make it cringe
Hmm.
or it's gonna fuck up the whole thing of Brave and Bold. Like
yep.
But think about it. What is the reason why Brave and the Bold is as popular and as loved as it is today? What did they
because they
do in that
put
story?
key because they put key superheroes in every
No,
episode.
no, no, no.
There's always
What characters did they
one
put?
episode with a key superhero.
No, no, no. You're talking about the TV show. It's not the TV show. I'm talking about the comic series that the movie is going to be based on. That the Brave and Bold movie is going to be based on. Not the TV series. Something different.
I
Um,
thought I thought the
the
TV show
comic
was
series.
following the comic.
Yeah, the comic book series.
The comic book followed the TV series, didn't it?
Yeah, and they have features. They always have a feature.
No,
Every
no, no, no,
single
no, no,
issue
no, no,
has
no,
a
no, no,
different
no, no.
person.
No,
So
no,
you
no, I'm
got
talking about two
Green
different things.
Arrow, Elastic Man. They got one with Superman was in an episode. It's all side characters, like
Exactly.
side superheroes. Like
Exactly. You're talking about two different things. Don't conflate the two. You have
yeah,
one
the
TV. You have a TV series, animated series called Batman Brave and the Bold, and then you
Brave and
have
the
the
Bold.
comic
Yeah,
book series.
I
Then you
love it.
have the comic book series, which is different from that, Brave and the Bold, which is what
Oh,
the comic book
I thought
series
it was
is
the
what the
same.
movies. No, the comic book movies is what the comic book series is what the movie is going to be based on, starring
Okay,
the main characters were Dick Grayson taking over in the role as Batman and Damian Wayne taking over in the capacity of Robin. That was the dynamic. So
oh,
instead
so
of
that's when
having,
that's after he breaks his back. That's
yes,
after the fact.
sometime
Okay,
after that.
so
So whereas so
oh
now the dynamic is flipped. So whereas Robin is usually the more kind and
yeah,
gentle-hearted one,
yeah, I already know.
Damian
Yeah,
Wayne Damian Wayne is now taking on the Batman role. And but
yeah, facts.
Damian Wayne, not Damian Wayne, Dick Grayson, who is now technically
Yeah,
Batman, is still
he's the
behaving like
Batman,
a
and
Robin.
then what's
So
the
the
name gonna be the
roles are
Robin? Yeah.
switched. So the roles are switched. That's what made that comic book series as loved as it was.
Damn, but I didn't know
Now,
that was Brave and Bold though. That's crazy that you
yes,
said that.
yes.
I
Now,
thought that
so
was
now
I
that
didn't
you are
know.
aware of
Oh,
this, now that you're aware of this,
okay.
and you know what James Gunn's vision is, which is to have Bruce Wayne and Damon Wayne be Batman and Robin at the same time. In that, it's gonna kill it because it was only fun because it was Dick Grayson and Damon Wayne, not Bruce Wayne and Damon Wayne.
Facts.
How are you gonna do it? That's my point. What so there's a chance that it's gonna be ruined off rip because we know this. The dynamic, yeah, it's not gonna be the same as in the comics. So nothing gonna be similar because you're just gonna have Batman versus Robin all over again, or Son of Batman all over again, but under a false name.
All right, that makes sense. You know that's why I'm preparing y'all for 2025 by having my ratings to DC and Marvel like this because it's important. to understand what's going on in 2025. Um, but we all agreed that it's a seven because of the mistakes that they did, and we talked heavily about Crisis of Infinite Earth. Uh, the next one I'm gonna be talking about, I'm gonna hold my least favorite. Um, I have here Batman Cape Crusader. Batman Cape Crusader for me was a seven. It's an Amazon, by the way. It's a seven due to the fact that they had a different penguin. I just didn't understand
Oh,
what I
oh, the
did.
female penguin.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
You're
shit was
talking about the female penguin?
yes,
Or
man.
you mean
Yeah,
penguina?
yeah. Like what the? I'm like, what the fuck is
that
this?
shit was
Like
cringe,
Penguina.
bro.
it was funny.
Penguina.
It was funny though. Each episode
I
was
was kind of
funny as
disappointed,
hell.
man. I
Hey,
ain't gonna hold
penguina.
you.
Each
I was
Penguina.
kind of
episode,
disappointed, man.
I
each
identify as they, them.
yeah, man. Like what the fuck? Like
Respect my pronouns.
yeah, like I'm like what the fuck? But overall, it was just funny. It was just funny. That's why I gave it a six because it was just funny. It was funny and it showed different
Facts.
characters that involved in this little mini series, but all the rest was just cringe after cringe after cringe, and it was
Cringe.
like,
Yeah, I
what the?
was mad
I was
disappointed
like,
in that shit, bro.
those
I
those
gotta give it a 6-2, nigga. Word up.
because
Stop
like
making Batman material for now. Just focus on some other people. I'm tired of Batman
Nah,
material.
cause I mean, at first I liked it, but when I started seeing the changes that they made on purposely, I was like, "What the
hmm
fuck are y'all doing?"
yeah,
Shit was weird, bro. It gave me that classic feel, but then it was like, ugh.
uh,
Oh.
And
yeah.
also,
I was
please
like, what
bear in
the
mind,
fuck?
that the reason why
Yeah,
he
man.
the,
They
the
could have
why the
kept Penguin a male. They could have
no no no
made Harley Quinn the original way. Like Harley Quinn, dark as a motherfucker. Like
Yeah,
she's worse than the Joker. Like word up.
yeah,
It's like both of them mixed together on some weird shit. Like I'm
no
like,
no.
what the
But
fuck?
please bear
yeah.
in mind
I
that the
I kind
dude
of
made
forgot
oh
about it.
Hold up, Nas. What you say, OG?
yeah
I kind of forgot that was a thing. Like I saw it
Yeah,
in the trailer, and I'm like, okay, and I kind of forgot about it.
because it wasn't you didn't like it because you
The,
what because you didn't like it. I already
Cringe.
knew half of the majority of people would not like Batman Kid Crusader because it didn't give it its overall thing. I don't think this iteration of Batman Kid Crusader is this
I think they
particular
tricked us,
iteration.
man.
Huh?
I
That
don't
shit had
think
to be
they
a trick, bro.
advertised it well.
Mm.
I think
I think
they
they
should
tricked
have.
us because
They thought that shit was gonna be whack, bro.
I thought it was gonna be fire because it had the same iterations as Batman the original series. You know, what I mean, the animated series. So
yes.
when I heard the voice and I seen the suit, I'm like, all right,
So
this
why the
could
fuck
be
they brought
good.
a penguin chick?
But as you go along in the
But I
story, it's
told
like,
y'all
yo,
the
what
reason.
the
Y'all
fuck
forgot.
is this?
Y'all forgot. I told y'all the reason.
The writer's
Yeah,
just
nah, I
stupid,
remember what you
dog.
said.
Yeah, the reason the creator said the reason why they did that to make Penguin a female character is because for some reason DC don't make good female superheroes or supervillains, I should say. They don't make good female villains.
But the penguin was always
Yeah,
a,
but
ch-
why would you
a
change? Why would you
nigga.
make
That's the excuse he
exactly
gave.
like? Why would you change that?
Exactly.
Like that
That's
shit
why
was
it's
stupid. He over
bullshit.
here beating up on a fat bitch. Like
Kill.
that shit's
That's
crazy. I'm like, oh shit.
yeah, sure. We know
But
Batman
Chuck,
got hands for everybody. He don't discriminate, but still, that's a weird reason. For example, our Poison Ivy is she a bad? Is she a nice villain or is she a dumb villain?
She's a nice
she's a
villain, man.
very
She she
smart
Harley
she
chick.
Quinn,
She's a
she's
nice
like
She
half and
villain.
half. She's not like crazy. She's crazy, but like she has some
but
type of
is
sense.
she
You feel me?
captivating? Is she like you see? We see her like oh, she means
Oh nah,
business.
she wasn't
She's
captivating
an
like
iconic enemy.
she wasn't captivating like Batwoman.
No, like typically in
I,
the
I'm
Nah,
comics.
giving you I'm
she's one of
giving
the
you
main
a
she's
reference
one of the
point.
main villains. She's one of the
No,
main villains, just like Catwoman is. But Catwoman is like half and they just now started making Catwoman like a anti-hero, but she was just as much as a villain as Harley Quinn, Catwoman, and Ivy. You feel me? Those are the
Yeah.
main like women villains. Like that's all they have is those three.
and
Like
don't forget
ain't
about
nobody else.
Magpie. There's Magpie. There's some bunny character or something. I forgot her name. There's Cupid, and there's some other female villains that Batman go against. I'm gonna see if I can look them
I
up
mean,
right now.
yeah, that's facts. But you know, I mean,
They
but
could
like
he
the
could
ones
have
that
used
the
one
only
of
ones I
those.
know is because of the animated series, the movies. No, I mean, it was always Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn, and Catwoman. It was always like that. You
Okay.
feel me?
Yes.
They never really
Some
threw in no female villains. So what they should have did was kept Penguin the way he was, and then added the female villains that they don't really use. They should have did it like that then, if that was the case.
exactly. That is my point. Because here's some
Facts.
villains. Here's some Batman villains who are female. You have Catwoman. You have Poison Ivy, Talia al Ghul, Harley Quinn, Lady Shiva, Lynx,
Oh, facts.
Nisa,
Wait,
Nisa Ratka,
Raja al Ghul
Sophia
counts as a
Falcone,
villain though?
Copperhead,
Ra's
um,
al Ghul's daughter.
Talia al Ghul, Talia al
Yeah,
Ghul.
she counts as a villain though.
Yes, White
Yes.
Rabbit. You have Duala Dent.
Huh.
You have Sandra Fuller, Roxy Rocket, the
Facts.
Phantasm from Mask of the Phantasm. You have Cheetah. You have Cheshire.
Facts.
You have Killer Frost, Lady Arkham, Magpie, Sasha. You hear how many?
The
Why,
Facts.
K Christina could have had that.
why couldn't they have used one of those characters
They could
instead
have
of
used
They
all of
they
instead
them.
of
could have they could
They could
making
have
a
have
they
used
could have
all
did
of
it.
transition?
them though. They could have used
But
all
that's
of
what I'm
them.
saying. They did it on purpose. Like that
If the
that
goal
whole
is
women
to have
agenda
a
thing. They
great,
did that on
yeah,
purpose, bro. They
if the
purposely
goal
did
is
that
to
shit.
make a showcase how dope female villains can be, use one of those names.
They didn't think
Make
Facts.
of
people
they
know that
didn't
those
they
names
didn't think
exist.
of it. They didn't think of it. They
Yeah,
wanted
they took Penguin and made him a female. Like, why would you
they
like
wanted to join the mob.
cringe?
If you
That
know what
shit
I
was
mean.
cringe, cause
Because I don't want to
like
speak out. I don't want to speak out stuff that shouldn't be on this YouTube.
facts.
So I said that again. I love women. You know what I'm saying? I love them. I love uh female lead characters that the writer
Depends.
writes correctly. Let me say it again, because this podcast is called Collide, and I am gonna collide with many people and have collision thoughts. So my emphasis is this: there is good female characters if the writer writes it well. Don't join the mob. If don't join the mob that you wanna desensitize, synthesize, emphasize on all these pronouns. Look, listen, I keep it G, audience. I know you audience probably agree. We don't really give a shit about that. We just want to pay our bills. We want to go to work, watch a couple of movies every Saturday and Sunday.
Just keep it
If
original, bro.
if we come to find out, like, I get more money in my pockets and shit like that, I could save money to buy me a car, buy me a house, get me a nice dog. Everything else is pointless to the majority of folks. We have friends. We have individual friends that gives us collective thoughts and ideas to be more successful in
Facts.
our time of life, in our time of means, when we need each other. But other than that, why do I give a fuck if a gay female or a gay nigga wants to tell me, oh, I'm this, that, and dirt? I'm gonna look at you, bruh. I don't got time for that.
Ooh, you're about to be
I,
cancelled.
I'm being honest. Because
Nah, nah. I understand that shit though, man.
majority of people don't got time for that. Majority of people just wants to get their answer.
Facts.
They're coming for you, Jesse.
Wants
They're
to
coming
ask the
for you.
question, wants to ask a question and answer it. That's it. We don't. You want, just like for me. I have dreads, right?
Ja, same way. Shaky natty.
I'm a dreadhead, but
Shaky natty.
all nationality, I'm Haitian, straight Zoe.
Hey,
I'm bridge.
But when people look at me, they think I'm Jamaican. I don't criticize them.
no. On the
I
bus
don't
today, they call me Bob Marley. I felt so bad.
yeah. Oh, I look like Bob Marley and shit. I'm like, okay, but I don't try to correct the person. I just move on my day.
It's
because
too tiring. It's
it's
too
not,
tiring.
no, it's not that at all. It's just I just
It's
it,
just something that they just don't understand. You feel me? Like
Exactly.
it's
It's tiring. It's
and it's a lot of
draining.
people
It's not worth
that's
it.
not meant to understand. So
it,
You
you
just
know,
give up.
in the
It's not
same
worth it.
thing goes back and forth with minority of those type of people. Minority of those type of people wants to emphasize who they are and what they are and stuff like that. I get it. You want to do that, but
yeah, it's profiling the individual for profiling the individual to be something that they either not or something that they truly want to be.
yeah,
And making
good.
that be your whole identity.
You
And making
know
that being your whole
Yeah, and
identity.
that's the
When there's so
biggest
much
issue.
more to a
It's
person.
that
always about identity, but it's
that's
like
the
be yourself.
point.
Like what the
That's
fuck?
that's the
There's
point
so
that
much
I
more to a person than that.
that's the point that I'm making. Cause like when a nigga is bald,
Facts.
niggas clown on him. When a nigga is bald and have a beard, niggas clown on him. When a female just have a
Yeah,
when
but
a
guess
female
what? The
just have a
bald head
one,
niggas with the beards be bagging all the bitches.
you know what I'm
Didn't-
saying?
didn't- you feel me? Like so that shit like
That's
it's like
it's
all those things are stereotypes. You feel me? And they trying
it,
to push the stereotype to
exactly.
something to where it's not supposed to be. Like,
That's
come
the
on, bro.
that
That's like changing something. That's like changing something major, and then expecting people to just accept it. And it's not fair to
Yes.
even do
And not
that.
having a
Like, it's not
question.
fair to the people that's watching.
Yeah, because like majority of
All right,
people
stop,
are
stop,
I'm
stop, please.
sorry,
Remember, I
don't
pointed at this so you
don't hate
can
me,
see
got
what you're
people.
doing.
I'm just from the
Niggas
hood.
is
Continue.
soft.
I'm just
The world is
yeah
soft, nigga.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. I can't say certain things, but I'm from the hood. I keep it G, and I'm not afraid of what people's gonna come at me because I play Call of Duty and GTA,
Yeah,
and
just keep it real, bro. I don't.
a lot of people say some shit that I don't agree with, and I just clown them back. Now
Yeah,
I mean,
don't get it wrong. You feel me? It's a lot of females that could do stuff way better than certain males. You feel me? Like I
Mm-hmm.
know
yeah,
females that play Call of Duty that's way better than the half the males that I know in my life. Like play way better. Like I mean,
exactly.
so it's not being biased, but it's like nigga, if you're gonna put a character, make sure that the character is right. Now I mean, don't just
That's the
change
point that
a
we're
character
making.
because you
It,
feel like oh
it
this should work.
pushing an agenda.
Repeat that, OG.
One more time.
It's pushing an agenda
Amen.
rather
He gets it.
than
Facts.
writing
Amen.
a wait, hold on.
Preach the word.
Rather than writing a original story for Justin or whatever you're making,
Mm-hmm.
in this case Batman,
Mm-hmm.
they want to push an agenda first, then create the creative writing.
Yes, creative writing.
And
Yes.
that's the main problem with these shows. They want to, shows in general, not just Marvel DC, just in general, they focus on pushing agendas first, and then the creative talent and all the important stuff goes after that.
Yes, and it also happens in gaming too. Don't think that gaming
Yeah,
world
anime
is
too.
not. Yeah, anime too, but I'm saying like also in gaming world too. I'm in the gaming sector, and it happens frequent, and it happens a lot. And there's majority of like rednecks, strong alpha males, to like, yo, what the fuck is this? Like, and then there's minority of folks is like kind of okay with the idea because they're hoping and praying that they're getting a good storytelling when it comes to a female lead character. You know, they try their best to have some empathy for a female lead, and then it comes backfired. You know, that is the whole emphasis of what I'm trying to convey here, and I'm not trying to, again, let me make this clear. I am not trying to thrash or bash any any idea of what you want to tell me who you are. If we were becoming a kinship, and you felt like it's okay to revert to the pronouns and stuff like that, cool. That's the time to convey that. But when I'm just chilling, when I'm just Me and you at a stop and shop, and you ask me a question, and I mistakenly say the wrong shit. Oh, I'm like, okay, I apologize. Let's move on. You know,
But
uh,
see, that's the problem. It's not wrong to you. You feel me? Like it's only wrong to the person that doesn't understand what you like. That doesn't care to understand what you mean. You feel me? Like you could be
yeah,
just being honest. You could be dead out honest, and a person will take it the wrong way because they're soft. They feel offended by it. You feel me?
yeah,
But it's just being real. You feel me? Like no, I mean, you could feel how you want to feel, and a person could feel how they want to feel. But it's all about facts at the end of the day. Like
true, true.
if it's factual, then nigga, you can't really get mad about it. Like if it's proven fact. You know what I mean? If it's proven fact that, know what I mean, yeah, we have a couple, you know what I mean? Like I love anime. Anime, they embrace the female
The
characters, you
weird.
feel me? To the point where they're OP. Like it's some characters in anime that are female that are overpowered. Like you can't beat them. Like, know what I
There
mean?
you go.
So now I mean it's not really a gender thing. It's just play your part right.
Yes,
If you're gonna put
yes,
something inside of like a show or a movie or whatever, and you're gonna add a female, make sure that female is up to par with the other people that's a part of it. You feel me? Like don't just put a female in it just because you feel like, oh yeah, I feel like now I mean it should be more of this. You feel me? Like because then you're adding too much. If it's a plate, you're adding too much to the plate when
Got
it
too
could have
much
just
dip
been
on your
seasoned
chip.
right. Know what I mean? Like it could have just been seasoned right. You feel me? Like you didn't have to put the extra seasoning in it, thinking that you know how to cook, and you fuck up the whole plate.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. That's that's my
Agreed.
that's my level with Batman Cape Crusader because of what they did. And
Facts.
OG, what is your thoughts in your rating? I know I ranted a little bit because of how I felt with Batman K Crusader, but you have the floor, OG.
I kind of forgot about it. Like I saw the channel, like okay, and then I went and focused on other things. Like
That's understandable. That's
like I saw it, I'm like okay, and then I moved on, and just
Exactly.
like
He get it. He
like
get it. Don't waste your time on garbage.
like
uh,
I think a
like
lot of people
I
forgot
kind
about
of
that shit.
forgot it existed.
okay.
So I don't have much to say about it.
That's understandable
It's
because
just
That's agreeable.
it gave you the like the trailer gave you a okay moment. It didn't give you
That shit
a
tricked us.
yeah, it didn't give you a wow factor to watch it. So I get that. That's why you didn't like, watched it and it didn't give you a wow factor. You watched the trailer, you was like, okay, cool. I watch it um when the wow
Also,
factor happened.
um, please bear
So
in mind the people that the animation style that they went for, the way that the way that the Batman character was illustrated, it was based on a very old was a TV serial, I believe it was called. It was a radio
Yeah,
serial
Batman
actually.
animated series.
No, no,
They
no, no, no.
based it off. They based.
It's
yeah,
no the same guy who did the Batman animated series did that, but it's based on an old Batman TV series wherein they showed the Batcave for the first time. That's what
Uh,
they base it on. It's a very 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 old Batman show,
so
yeah,
wherein
because
what was your
they based it
rating?
in what
Oh,
1940 something.
yeah.
I don't remember which one it was though. That's the thing.
What was your rating, Nas, on Batman K Crusader?
I did not watch it. I didn't care to watch it. It was another Batman thing, and it wasn't
Facts.
needed. It wasn't needed
So
at all.
you
It
with the
served no
same
purpose.
facts with OG. It didn't give you a
I
wow
agree.
it didn't give you a wow factor. It didn't give
Correct.
you a wow factor to want to watch it.
Correct.
Understood. What
I'm gonna see
about
if I can find this thing right now.
you, Sky? You watched it by any chance?
Yeah, I mean, I watched as much as I could, man. Like I
Okay.
said, I was hyped about it at first because of the voiceover, the illustration of the art of the animation. Now, I mean, I thought it was gonna be like I thought it was gonna be like Batman animated series. Like that was my idea. I'm like, all right, so they got the voice, they got the illustration for it. You know what I mean? But as I went along and I started seeing small things that was wrong with it, that's when
Okay.
it threw me off completely. I'm like, bro, this is stupid. Like, what's up with this? Like, I wasn't even mad about the storyline. The storyline was cool. It's in 1942 or some shit like that. I'm cool with that. No, I mean the only thing I had a problem with is just the small changes that made it cringe. Like, I mean, you
Mm.
didn't have like it was some unnecessary things that he did that he didn't have to do. It was like unnecessary. It's like, what are you doing? Like, why did you even do this? Like, I mean, it was a lot of questions being asked when I was watching. I'm like, what is this even leading to? What's going
Yeah.
on? It was like confusing at
Confusing.
one
Yup.
point. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is this? Like, this is not what I seen at first. Like of it, my vision of it was really I was really disappointed. Like, and I love it. Like I said, I love animation. So I agree with them. Like it was watchable at first when I first seen it, but as I started going along, it started getting badder and badder to the point where I was like, yo, I can't watch this shit no more, bro. I can't feed myself this shit. Like it was good. It was like at first I'm like, all right, this had potential, but then when I got to like a certain amount of episodes, I was like, nah, it ain't happening, bro. This wasn't what I expected.
As you can see,
Jesse,
yes.
I just showed you in private chat what the animation style is based on,
All right.
so you can see that.
I
I just sent
bet.
it to you in private chat. I didn't know how to send it to the group,
I
but
got
that's
you.
what it's based on,
On the
so you can
private,
see it.
on a private DM
Yeah,
and Instagram.
no, right here in Clubhouse.
I bet you they got everything wrong with that. I guarantee you they got everything wrong with Kate
I showed
Crusader,
you
bro.
exactly
I'm
what it's based
telling
on.
you.
Oh yes, hoping for that shit.
So yeah.
Do you see
So
it?
uh, hold on.
I just sent it to you. That's what it's based on. I didn't know how to put it in the group here. It wouldn't let me, so I put it there
Oh,
instead.
you have to. Well, what you do is that you have to go under your phone. It shows where the chat is, so you can be able to chat.
Yeah, but it wouldn't give me the option to put. It said let me post links, but not photos. Sky,
Oh,
I just posted to you as well.
photos.
Yes, I just sent the photo. Sky, I just sent it to you as well. On Clubhouse here. I'm gonna just send it to everybody individually so they can see it. Yeah, Pat, I just sent it to you.
Yeah,
Send it to
yeah,
OG now.
y'all gonna send it to DM because I
Yeah,
can't see the picture.
it's not letting you see it right now.
No, I don't see no
That's
picture.
unfortunate.
Yeah, I
What
don't
a
see it.
waste then.
Yeah, I don't see the picture.
Sky, you see it or no? Pat, you see it or no?
I'm about to check it out.
Yes,
Yeah, I
please.
see it.
Yes,
Yeah, I
that's
see
what
it.
it's based on.
Yeah, I see. I
That's what I'm
got it.
saying, bro.
Yeah, I
That's what
can't
it's
That's what
be
I'm
based
able to
saying.
on.
see it.
And
I
I'm looking
got
at
it.
all the stuff on YouTube, and everybody's saying the same thing. It's not. They thought it was gonna be just like how it was, and it wasn't. Like,
Yeah.
I'm looking at all the like, you know what I mean. So I understand. Like, everybody, they trick niggas. They trick niggas into watching it pretty much.
So my next topic, my next topic will be. Let's see here. I'll go with Superman and Lois. Superman and Lois. Uh, from season 1 to season 4 was great overall. The the rating of it for me would be a straight 8 across the board because of certain ideas that the writer chose shouldn't have chose, and at the end it made it kind of not make sense at the end because they they made it where Superman was just by himself, and I didn't like the ending of that. So that's why I give it an 8. I love the whole thing about Superman and Lois and the twin boys. I didn't like the fact that when the COVID happened, they had to change that a new actor fast. But the new actor adapted very well. I would say that he adapted very well of being the older brother. But being the older brother took so much strength, so much grievance for his little brother when he didn't have powers at the time, and he had to do things differently and become different and chose different um, avenues to become the big brother. And when it came to Lois, that that was her ride or die because he the older brother knew how to
Mm.
what happened? What happened, Pat?
Oh nah, my shit muted.
Nah, you good?
Oh nah, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. So with Superman and Lois, older brother, he he was the glue, the strength when it comes to his little brother because his little brother wanted to do what he wanted to do, pretty much, because he had the powers and he felt like he was untouchable. And his brother had to smack him across his face sometimes to be like, "Yo, you're doing some stupid shit." Um, but overall, again, it's an eight. Um,
Oh,
oh,
Sky, you watch Black Lion as well? That's what's up.
so OG, did you watch Superman and Lois?
Um, I began it. I really liked it, and I don't know why. I just never picked up. Me and my dad were watching it, and I like the human side
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
of the whole. I like Superman's human vulnerable side,
Yes, I did. I did like.
emotional,
Yeah, I did like that.
emotional. Vulnerable. I'm not talking about kryptonite. I'm not like the emotional toll.
Yes,
I
yes,
wanted it to be Clark and Superman. I
yes,
love that because they don't really talk about the emotional toll of being Superman.
yes.
Not that distant. And I think, honestly, I think this new Superman is my favorite actor for Superman.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Nas, what is your overall, or did you even watch Superman and Lois? I know you got
I
some.
started
I
on my way to work today. I started the first episode, and I'm halfway through the first episode, so I'm way behind
okay.
on that. But to counter what OG just said, yeah, you can keep Tyler Hoechlin as your favorite Superman. Mine is gonna be mine is gonna be Deadbeat Superman. Yeah, that's my favorite. Deadbeat Superman. That's what I'm gonna call him. And if y'all know why, if y'all don't know why I say that, you'll know why. If you've seen Superman Returns, you'll know why I said that. This man had a whole son, and just say, you know what? Screw that noise. Y'all don't want me here.
mm,
So that's Deadly Superman, and had Cyclops out here raising his kid.
mm.
But in terms of the reason why I chose him as my favorite is because of his durability. He lifted a whole mountain of whole like mountain or island of kryptonite by himself. You don't get more powerful than that to me. That's the strongest feat any live action Superman has ever done. Cause you've seen generally speaking what a chunk of kryptonite can do to
What?
Superman. He
You
lifted a
did
whole
more than that.
he in Superman Returns. He lifted a whole island of kryptonite.
Yeah,
No
That
one
nigga
else has
sneezed
ever
the
done anything
other
like
galaxy
that.
away. That nigga done sneezed the galaxy. That nigga done lifted up infinity and
Yes, I'm
eternity.
talking about
Like,
in live action. I'm talking about live action. In the
oh
comics, we
yeah,
know what
okay.
he can do, but that's
All
the
right.
in terms of durability, in terms of feet, nothing in live action come close. Not
Thanks.
Man of Steel, nowhere. The closest we can have is
Nah, but Man of Steel is fire.
But in terms of feet, he didn't do anything in terms of feet. He just looked good.
He destroyed a lot of buildings.
He
The body
exactly.
count
He
was
just
crazy.
looked good. He just looked good. But in terms of feat, what Superman from the comics is capable of, he's
Facts.
nowhere near that. The best you
I
have
know you're right.
is Tom Welling from Smallville. On his
Facts.
first debut as Superman officially, in the last episode, he pushed a whole planet out of orbit at age 21 or whatever age he became Superman officially and had on the costume. His first debut as Superman, he pushed
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
planet
He's like
out of
20.
orbit. Exactly. He pushed a whole planet out of orbit. It doesn't get more powerful than that. But here comes Brandon Ruth, topping him potentially by lifting a whole mountain or a whole island of kryptonite. And then third place we
That's
have
crazy.
Tom Tyler Hoechlin, who separated two universes or two Earths, whichever one you want to call it. He separated two universes after going into the sun. But still, that version of him can still get taken up by kryptonite. Whereas, like I said, deadbeat Superman lifted a whole island of that bitch. So yeah, in terms of characterization, I have to give it to
Yes.
George Reeves. George Reeves, no one topping George Reeves. It just so happened that Christopher Reeves looked better than George Reeves in live action, so people give it to him. But um, Christopher Reeves is not worthy of the legacy that George Reeves left behind. If you really think about it. And especially, I was just letting Jesse know the other day or a while back. Um, this dude I was doing a live performance of Superman for people in the park, and here comes a little boy with a gun, ready to aim it at George Reeves' dome. I'm like, hey, I'll see you're Superman. Are you real? I want to see if my gun works on you. I'm just ready to blow his brains out. And he, a man in the role of Superman, did not break character. Better than any WrestleMania out there. He stayed in character and talked that boy out of shooting him as Superman in live action. No CGI, real shit. People saw that in real time. It doesn't get better than that. That's why he is the in terms of characterization of Superman. He gets it right. No camera trick, no CGI. He did it for real. A little boy had a real gun, was gonna kill him with it. Was gonna kill the actor with it, and the actor in the role of Superman, said, "Hey, you don't want to do that. What if it bounced off me and hit somebody else?" And took the gun from him.
That's fire.
I know, and he doesn't get credit for that shit.
Mm.
George Reeves is the best version of Superman we could ever
That
hope for
nigga
in
really
terms of the
Superman for
spirit
that
of the
one.
character.
That nigga really
Exactly,
Superman for that one.
exactly,
Word out.
exactly,
Like, what if we bounced off and
exactly,
kill somebody? Nigga stopped him from getting killed. Like that nah.
exactly.
That's
He
some
was
real
saving his
Superman
own
shit.
ass, but he played it off so suave, so cool. Exactly. It doesn't get better than that. So it goes to him all day, every day. It must go to him. If you really say that you love the character and what he stands for, you have to give it
I
to him.
respect it.
Just for that alone.
That makes
Christopher
sense.
Reeves get it because he doesn't look good.
That makes
He just
sense.
look good while saying half the shit.
Well, everybody has their own iterations of Superman or Superman in
Yeah,
love.
sure.
So
I hate
it,
Yeah, so
Superman.
for
you
me,
know,
it's Deadbeat Superman and George Reeves. You can keep
so
Tyler Hoechlin, short bastard, short pad Superman.
so my next one would be Watchmen.
Oh,
Watchmen chapter one
I saw
gave
that.
gave me a suspense, a a who's the problem, what's the problem. You don't get that in the chapter
Wait,
one.
are you talking about the live action? Or are you talking about the animated comic book the live comic book? Which one are you
I'm,
talking
I'm
about?
I'm talking about the chapter one that they created. I'm not talking about chapter one. I'm not talking about Watchmen, the TV series. I'm not talking about the Watchmen
Not
20
the movie. I didn't
2009
mention
Nigga,
the. I
nigga,
didn't mention the
anything
movie.
Watchmen
2009
is fire.
I
to
did not
to
mention the movie.
2000.
Um,
So
are you talking because
anything Watchmen is fire, bro. It don't
they
even
spin
matter.
back and they try to turn original comics into a live comic book form where you see the comic book panel moving and you see the motion. like of the comic book of the panels coming to
Nah,
life.
with
So you're
this
not
one,
talking that, right?
no,
You're talking about the live action.
this Watchmen chapter. The only problem I had with
Regina King.
the only problem I had with it where
With Regina King, that's what you're talking, right?
with the I think
Good.
well
Okay, cool.
the one that I didn't like about it was where the dude was reading the comic books and it was telling what was going on, like third person narrative. uh it kind of gave me a offspring like that because I never got uh a comic book before, of understanding what's going on when somebody's reading a comic book strip and is like, what are you trying to convey? Why don't you just say what
Hmm.
you have to say? Or with
What you
Watchmen
say?
with Watchmen Chapter One, but it's good. I'm not hating it. I'm not
But
discounting it. It's just that little part right there is that cause like I'm sure OG's right with me, cause like OG was like I didn't understand what's going on. Maybe it's because it's like the narrative, the way the writer is writing it did not convey the message accurately. It was like, okay, they trying to kill all of them, but no one knows who's doing it. This, that,
It
third.
was very cryptic.
Yeah, very cryptic. Yes, it was.
Like, so, but I don't know much about the Watchmen,
same
so
here.
I don't know too much about it, but like the whole thing was very cryptic.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So maybe in the future they'll explain more of it, but it was just very cryptic, very secretive, and I just
Hello.
Comedian, and you have this very, and then you have the second one who just so happened to be in love with Doctor Manhattan, otherwise known as his real name, John Osterman or some shit like that. I believe his name was. Um, you have the All Man. He's the second All Man. There was another one before him who was a part of the original team of the original roster of the Watchmen or whatever the Minutemen or whatever their name was before. You have the Sister Knights or whatever they want to call her, Regina King's character.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Ozymandias or Adrian Veidt, who I did not like. I kind of didn't like him in the other one because they tried to make him seem cool, but we're supposed to believe, we're supposed to see that he's wrong, but then they're trying to say strength is power and he must be brave enough to do. I didn't like that. But essentially, they were not originally a part of the main continuity of the DC universe, but then they had some storyline that went down in the comics. DC, what's it called it again? Doomsday Clock, where Doctor Manhattan was actually pulling strings when he found out about the DC universe and he was trying to integrate thing there. He integrated his universe into the DC universe, and also he's the one who caused Flashpoint and brought Flashpoint back. I was like, hey, that's weird. What do you do that for?
That's interesting. That's an interesting take. Cause like you would
That's
not.
what they did.
That's an interesting take
But
right
I
there.
did like the show though. I did like the show, except for when they showed Doctor Manhattan's dick. I didn't like how they showed his dick when after they took his powers from him. Like they just painted the guy and they painted his dick. They literally painted his dick. They put blue paint on his dick. Like what the?
Wow.
They put blue paint on his dick. Look,
yeah, I
watch it. They
saw
put blue paint
that,
on his dick.
but I
And they
didn't
showed it.
understand that.
They put
I
blue
thought
paint
that
on his
was
dick.
weird.
It was
Wow.
weird. It was
That's
weird.
insane, man.
But guess what? He's the same actor who's gonna be coming back as Wonder Man. He's the same actor that was Black Manta in Aquaman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we know what he looks like.
That's
For
crazy.
some reason.
That's crazy. But you know
I think
what?
I think it wasn't that good because Zack Snyder didn't do it.
You do know that Zack Snyder's version was a bastardized version of the original thing, right? Like he completely missed the point of
I mean, yeah, but
Alan Scott
I
was trying
like
to
all the
convey.
Watchmen shit. Like I like all the Watchmen shit, so I'm a fan of
If you
Watchmen.
like the
So
Watchmen shit, go look up go watch on. I believe it should still be on Max. The version that I'm talking about, which is the live comic
live
book
action.
panel, live not
Okay.
live action, live comic, meaning like
Okay.
the comic book pages literally they come to life. So it's the
Oh
same
really?
style, animation style, but the pages come to life. The pages talk and shit.
That's fine.
If you really care about it, you'll watch that. But if you like that version, say you like that version and be honest. Different
Cool.
conversation.
It's cool, bro.
Blessings, blessings. Take care.
I didn't see the first
Oh,
chapter,
you saw
but
it? You saw the trailer. You saw the trailer. You saw the Superman trailer. Yeah, that's what's up. Have a good day.
Yeah, that one I'm holding for a bonus. The last one I wanted to talk about for the rating to be over for DC 2024. I'm sorry I had to put this a little long for you guys, but
Hey, that's okay. We vibing here. We're enjoying ourselves.
is the Joker. The Joker, Julia Phil, is a
Oh, I hate you
fool
right now.
in my book. The Julia Phil, they didn't need no musical, theatrical.
told
What
you.
the fuck? It was on your dome. These
I told you.
motherfuckers on Joker, this motherfucker, Todd Phillips, chose the wrong time to create a narrative that shouldn't exist as a fucking Joker.
I told you he's a pseudo intellectual. I told you.
The
He don't know. He's a fake intellectual. He's a pseudo intellectual.
I think they're trying to sabotage Batman, bro.
they give you the goodies. It's like they fucking told you, here is the bangingest chocolate fudge sundae. They put it on your fucking table, my guy. And then they take it from you. And you're like, yo, I just paid this shit. I just paid you guys $30.
They gave you a chocolate sundae. You took a bite out of it, and it tasted like water.
No, there was a summer Monday. That's what that shit was. That was Monday. That tastes like Monday, not no Sunday. Sunday is supposed to be fun. That shit tastes like Monday. Who likes Mondays? You ever seen the I Love Monday shirt? That shit tastes like Monday. What the fuck was that?
Yo, the Joker,
It tastes like frozen ice water.
For real, bro.
Frozen ice water.
With chocolate syrup on top.
The Joker, talking about a Joker makes my mind get angry to the point that I'm getting a freaking headache because of the
We knew that
conveyance.
shit was gonna be cringe, bro. I
Oh
told you
my
that shit.
gosh!
Bro. They
Like,
make that
what
shit a
the
musical. It's over, nigga. I told you that shit, yo.
Yeah, you did. You did, and then when I watched it with wifey, and wifey was okay with the musical, I'm like, boo, no, 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 no.
You're probably
I feel like Lady
gonna
Gaga didn't play her part either.
What happened, OG?
Oh,
you're probably not gonna like this, but I actually did like it.
What was your good thoughts about it?
So I didn't mind for singing because the Joker is a performer. That's who the Joker is. And all his twisted setups, bombing, swagger, the whole thing. He's a performer in a twisted way, but still a performer. And that's what I think the musical was. And it told the story. Because the Joker is a performer in a way. And I liked how we did a good job of a court scene of recapping what happened in the first movie. Because it's been 3 or 4 years since we saw the first Joker,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So I thought they did a good job recapping it, and the ending was really interesting. And like pretty much really have theories about this. When they killed Khalid, can I say this?
Go ahead. Speak your piece.
Okay, let's be spoilers. When and before I go there, I love the court trial.
Okay.
It did a great job recapping what happened on the first movie. Because that happened like 3 or 4 years ago. Not everyone's gonna remember it. So I like to recap. And I, I just really enjoyed it. It was really stuff I think ties into his twisted performances he
Yeah.
always has. Um, the countless times he done those, uh, he done those twisted performances like bombings and you probably know what I mean.
Yeah. I
Um,
know exactly what you mean. That's why I give it a 4.5 because of those merits. Because if my shorty wasn't there explaining to me that these styles of music exist, and it gave me a sense of uh understanding, a sense of understanding of why the writer chose these sets of music to convey the message of the story. But overall, some of the plot holes and twists did not make any type of sense because due to the fact that the choices that Joker made, that's not the Joker that I know. That be to have
okay,
some empathy for somebody else. That's not the type of
I
Joker
don't.
that I know.
Okay, here what I got out of it. Here's my theory. I think the Joker is an idea in this Joker universe.
Mm,
He is not a person.
is an
He
idea.
is an idea.
Mm. Just like you're conveying the same thing that Nas was conveying about the idea of Batman Beyond. Batman Beyond was an icon to become the Batman because it's an idea of what Batman stands for. I didn't get that with this Joker. I get what you're saying because of the ending of how it ended. I get that. I understand that. I give that the merit as well. But if I was just watching this by myself, I'll be like, what the fuck is this? I would have went to sleep, honestly. Probably, if my girl wasn't there telling me like these songs exist and the song is conveying the message that it's portraying. You know, so that's my take. It's a 4. It's a 4 because I'm giving it the same merits as what you're saying, OG. The rest of 6 was didn't understand why it was just 2 for me. The fact that the Joker that I know do not give no holdbacks to anybody, and this Joker did. That's why he kind of gave up of being the Joker, you know. So those are my takes in my review on the Joker.
Cause I don't think he was ever the Joker. I don't think he would ever the Joker. He's awful flat.
He's an embarrassment. He's not worthy of the name the Joker. He proved that he's not worthy. And
He
and to make things worse, now they're gonna say no, maybe he inspired the Joker, which means that the Joker is not an original character. He's a copycat. As, from everything that we know about the Joker, he's not no damn copycat. He just made the Joker into a joke.
Yes.
He's supposed to be the one in on the joke, and we don't know what the joke is. But now he is the joke, and we don't laugh with him, or we're not scared of him. We're laughing at him because he's just dumb. Also, please keep in mind, with me saying that, the Joker's whole thing is he has a very demanding public, and he just keep having to up the ante so that his fans, us, will see that hey, he has fresh material. He's trying something new. He's killing this person right here. When he became Emperor Joker, he killed Batman, brought him back to life, killed him again, brought him back to life, killed him again, brought him back to life, just because he could, and because he was trying out new material. Also, bear in mind that in the comics there's a hint of Joker being able to break the fourth wall. There's a hint that he is aware that he's a comic book character, and that the big joke is that nothing he does really matters because they're just comic book characters that he's killing, and he's not the one responsible for the killings. It's the writers and it's the fans who want to see him do that. That's supposed like under the underlying story of the Joker is that, and yet they're giving us this. So if we're supposed to trust this pseudo intellectual, Todd Phillips or Fraud Phillips, to give us a compelling Batman's Joker story, which he kind of delivered on in the first one, then to deconstruct that, what does that say about his ability to understand character? He's worse than Zack Snyder.
Nah,
He's worse than
you
Zack Snyder.
you cannot do that to the Snyder because they are.
Zack Snyder said Batman could have gotten raped in his movies. Watch what he mean. He said Batman could have gone to prison and get fucked in the ass. He said Batman kills. And anyone who don't understand that Batman can kill, they live in a fucking fairy tale. They live in a dream world. They don't deserve to have these things. And he said he never really looked at comics as a child. He saw the first Batman comic book series, The Dark Knight Rises, and he said, "Hey, why is there no boobs in this?"
Really?
Yes. So I don't trust him for shit. I don't know why y'all praise him.
I don't
Stop
pray. I
praising.
don't. I mean, the only reason why is because
I like the Justice League.
he gave us a good story of the Crisis of Infinite Earth, except for Flash. Flash kind of messed up the whole entire plot.
When did Zack Snyder give us Crisis on Infinite Earths? He gave us a Dark Side story, not a Crisis on Infinite Earth story. Crisis on Infinite Earth literally has Infinite Earth in the name. It was only affecting one Earth with maybe more than one timeline. So
Yeah,
try again.
he gave us Dark Side, but he didn't make us
You said
feel.
Infinite Earth.
He didn't make us. He didn't make us feel. He didn't make us. He didn't make us feel.
Change your statement. You said Infinite Earths.
I'm trying to finish my train of thought. So I get that with Snyder version and what he said in the background. I don't make my.
But this is the point is look at the mind. Look at the mind of the person who's doing the creating. It's bad. It's good that he has given that Zack Snyder gave stories that some fans look at this and say, you know what? We haven't really been eating. He's giving us something. Let me just love the fuck out of this and be toxic about this. Even if it's not really even if it's not really worth all that. It
But
just looks visual.
should
It just looks visually,
should
but
you really
storyline
care?
itself
Should
is
you really care where somebody takes a shit?
cool. Cool. But at the same time, we have to remember that this is the same person who's
Depends on
saying,
the
yo,
place.
Batman can
You
get
know what I'm
fucked
saying?
in his movies, in the ass, in prison.
He said it,
This
but
is the same man who gave us that.
he said it, but
Yeah,
did
why
he
you
do
so
it?
weird like that?
I'm
Like,
saying,
come on,
then
bro. Why you
he
weird
said
like
it, but did he
so
do it?
imagine if people said, go ahead.
But he didn't.
He
that?
wanted
They probably
to.
would have.
He wanted to. That's my point. This is who you're putting faith in. This is who you're praising. This is
I'm
who you're
not.
glazing. Stop
I'm
it.
not praising
I mean, as
anybody.
far as
I'm just
I
saying,
get
Stop
what
it.
you're
who
He
saying.
wanted
gives a
to have
fuck?
I get what
Batman
you're
get fucked
saying.
in the ass.
But that's what I'm saying. Who gives a
That's
fuck
worse.
about who
That's worse
takes
than a female
where a
penguin.
person takes a
He
shit
wants
at?
Batman to get fucked in the ass.
You're not hearing what I'm saying.
Are you hearing what I'm saying?
Again, who gives a fuck?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, he
You don't?
wants to
Oh,
emphasize.
word. Okay, bet. You don't.
Sky. He wants to emphasize what a person takes a shit at. What a person's mindset is at. I get that. I get
his mind state of mind. He could have made it worse than what it was.
For his version of stories.
Exactly. I get that. And I'm not discounting that, but majority of people don't care about that.
Give a fuck about that. Yeah.
Because they're the toxic Snyder fans. That was the point I was making. The reason why they don't care is because they haven't been getting any better. So if someone
that is not the point.
See, but you're not that type of person where you think deeper than other people. From you're not a regular person, so of course you're gonna take it to that sense of this person and their background and everything. You're the type of person to do that, but these people, they're simple minded. They're not gonna think about that, and if they do know, they don't care.
And that is unfortunately
I understand where you're coming from, and I understand how simple people can be. You feel me? Like
that's the point I'm making, Sky.
Issue that I'm trying to address here.
Yeah. If you take a shit at a gas station, bro, I'll probably look at you different though.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's all like I said. You hate the fact that I keep. You hate, but this is what majority of people like.
Is it not weird though? When you think about it, is it not weird that that's the person who we're trusting? That's who we're depending on to give us something.
Well, did give us something good.
Who's misunderstanding the characters? But because Darkseid,
and I also understand that because he don't really know, and he's giving us shit off the back of the hand, and he's actually getting lucky off of it. Then that's a factual statement. I mean, if he just if he don't really know, and he's just throwing off the back of his hand.
Let me ask this. Let me cross over. When Iron Man was an asshole, did you give a fuck of him being an asshole, or you wanted him to save lives?
I love Iron Man being an asshole. That's the reason why I love
him. He wasn't an asshole to that degree where he was fucking people in the ass,
bruh.
But he was a very compelling asshole, and he actually elevated the characterization of Iron Man.
He was an asshole. He was an outside of screen time too.
He was a character too. Also.
He was an asshole outside of screen time too. Did people give a fuck?
Yeah, no. That's what made him a good character.
RDJ, is that who you're referring to?
Yes.
How was he an asshole to people?
Nah, he's an asshole in real life.
What made him the best Iron Man. He was doing?
That's why he's the best Iron Man, because he really took it as that.
Besides being a felon, what was the assholery that he was doing?
I'm just making it simple. I'm not trying to give a long story. You want me to give a long story? I'm not trying to give a long story. I just keep it simple.
That's just like what's his name, Deadpool.
What is the
when he wasn't Deadpool, he was acting like Deadpool. Like it's just that's just how they are, and that's what made them perfect.
You're saying he was acting like Deadpool? How? I gave a specific example. Iron
Man, he's literally an asshole. He literally acts like that. He literally acts like that.
You said he was being like Deadpool. How was RDJ, who played Iron Man, being like Deadpool? That's your word.
No. All right. So what I'm saying is the characters that they play. Like, for example, Neo being from the Matrix. You feel me? What's his name? He's really like that. When you meet him in real life person, he really is like that. He really acts like Neo on some shit. You feel me? So now I mean, what's his name playing Iron Man? He played the perfect part. There's not gonna be no other Iron Man in life because he played the perfect part.
He redefined the role of he redefined the character of Iron Man in the comics. He did. But you said he was being Deadpool. You said he was being an asshole.
No, but I'm saying as far as Ryan Reynolds. You feel me? Ryan Reynolds being Deadpool, right? He's even when Ryan Reynolds is not playing Deadpool, he literally acts like that for real in real life. He literally acts like that. That's what made him the perfect character.
You're talking about something different.
Just like Cuban Gooding Jr. being fucking Iron Man. he literally is an asshole. He literally is an asshole in real life. People do not like him, but
How
he plays the
so?
perfect
How
part.
so? What are some things that he did where he can be like, okay, I get, okay, I concede. What are some things that he did? That's what I'm asking for.
Why
I
you
mean,
need a
I don't know
long
him
ass
personally,
story?
but
Why you
I
need a
know for a
long
fact
ass
that
story
like
to
people
emphasize
said
who a
that when you
person
first
is?
meet
You
him,
said
he
something.
acts
You
like
made
that.
a
He
statement
really acts
Hold
like
defective.
an
up,
asshole.
You made a
hold up,
statement
Sky.
defective. Make it make
Nas,
sense. I don't
Nas,
know about this. So
Nas,
you present this. Tell me
Nas.
an example where this thing happened. For example, I was able to come out and say Zack Snyder wanted to have Batman get fucked in his movie.
That's an asshole move, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
but
but
Okay,
I
that's the
gave a
point. Okay,
specific
as
Nas,
an
Nas,
example,
example. I
Nas,
gave a
he couldn't do
specific
that.
example.
Nas. You
You
gave an
said
He
he was
couldn't
you
being
do
gave
an,
an
that.
you said
example.
RDJ was being an asshole in real life.
Nas.
How was he being an asshole in real life? Specific
Let
example,
me know,
please.
let me know
Go.
when you're ready for me to give you the answer.
Yes, please.
You ready?
Yes, sir.
What Nas and I are trying to convey without giving a long story. We people don't me and Sky, we don't got time to give you a accurate answer. We
Because
just
you
tell
don't have
because
one. You're just saying
no,
stuff.
no, that's not the point.
Oh,
You
I
wants to
can't give
do
you a
that.
perfect. I can't give
You
you like a deep example of it, but
just
I can
one.
tell you
Just
that.
one.
I
One.
mean, he
One
plays his
example.
part very well to the point where in real life he really acts like that. Like he plays his part very well to where it's
You're
not even
being
no
vague and
Iron Man. It's
roundabout.
more Iron Man. No, I don't necessarily know, but I know
It's
there's some
vague.
accounts where fans meet this person, meet him, and he's really like an asshole. He acts like Iron Man in real life. Like he acts like a rich, arrogant asshole. Like he really acts like Iron Man. Like I mean, there's fan accounts. Like you can go and look it up. The people that met him.
Jared
There's
Leto,
real fan
use
accounts of him really
condoms.
doing
That's an example. Um, Give me an example. You see how easy that was?
you
No, I mean, like I said,
want an example of who
there's
an
fan
asshole
accounts. There's
who
fan accounts of actually him in real life. They met him,
What is the
and
assholery that
he
he's
really
doing?
was
Like,
acting
yo,
arrogant.
okay, yes, that's an asshole move. One
Facts,
example.
just like
One.
James Franco.
Us, you want a long story. We ain't got time for
No,
long.
not a long story. What part of Zack Snyder wanted Batman to get fucked in the
Can
ass in prison in his movie? How's that a long story? That's a short story. To the
because
Yeah,
point,
pe-
but we but
can,
we
concise.
but we know but we have
you're
conversation
not
enough to
letting
know
it.
that he's
You're
not
not
gonna really put he
understanding.
can't really put that in a movie, like you feel me?
That's
And if it was, it would have
but
ruined his career. Like
and
he wasn't gonna do no stupid shit like that. He was just
Yeah,
being a white person and talking
it's
stupid.
alright. It's
Like
not
Nas,
going nowhere. Y'all
Nas,
not getting it. I'm not
Nas,
getting no
you're not
answers. It's
understanding.
okay.
You're
We
not
move.
understanding our shit. Our
You're
motherfucking
not
shit.
trying to get
No,
me to understand.
yes, because you're not understanding the whole point. The motherfucking whatever his name is that you hate so much. That's an
yeah, Cuban
asshole
Gooding
move,
Jr.
right?
Oh, Zack Snyder,
Yes.
yeah, Cuban Gooding
Point
Jr. Yeah,
blank. Period. Right?
that's all
Amen.
it is. That
Okay
like
then.
all that
So the
other
And
deep
I'm
point that
shit.
I'm
saying this is the
fucking
That's
man
not
that
making.
we're
that's
trusting to give
Nas,
us good
Nas,
shit
like
you talk.
because
his
we
You
don't
said
personal
your
have
shit.
preference
better.
of
Nas,
how he
We don't
feel
have
Nas,
better.
doesn't
Nas,
affect
Nas, you
the
said your
people
shit.
or what's
You
going on.
you said your shit, Nas. Now let me say my
Mhm.
shit. You
Now I
said
need to shut the fuck up. Got it.
you agreed that that motherfucking Snyder is a motherfucking asshole, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I gave you you answered it accurately. Just as the same shit of me saying fucking Iron Man is an asshole too. Just like
How
I'm
so?
not gonna give
Facts.
you I'm not
I
gonna
mean,
give you a
You don't
factual
have
he didn't
answer.
say
any,
he
so
gonna
you
fuck
I'm
don't
not
get
somebody in
gonna
the
to
give you
ass,
a
use it
but
as an
factual
he
answer.
example.
definitely
I'm
like if
just
you
telling
meet
you he's
him,
an
he'll
You
asshole.
probably be
don't
an
get to
asshole.
use it
Period.
as an example
You
if you
want me to
don't
give
have
you
an
an
example to
answer?
use.
You want me to give you an answer? I'm not gonna do it.
Just
Because
like
you can't.
There's no need
Because
to
you
do it.
can't.
just like I said,
Just admit
Ryan Reynolds
that you
being
can't.
Deadpool
And it's
in real
fine.
life,
I'll
he's
understand.
really like that. In
Like
real life, he's really
there's
like that.
no need to do
He's really
that.
crazy like that.
There's no need
But
to
you said
do that.
What's the
how are
name?
you going to make
It's
a
all about
statement
how you take
without
your character.
evidence?
It's all about how the character development is. Know what I mean,
How are you going to make
of
a
course, know what I
statement
mean, niggas got their own
without evidence
opinions.
or without some kind of information?
Because you want that. You want that more information. There's all
Because that
there
is how these arguments go. That is how conversation go. You say
but
Nah, but
something,
I
you
get,
need
but
to
I
get
get
back it
hundred
up with
percent what you're
something that we
saying.
can
You feel
look
me?
at.
I
Like,
get it.
yes, you
Like
can't make a
we
fake
looking at this
statement.
person like like he's not giving us a good example. Like he's not being a good example on the fans that really back him up. You feel me? To say some weird shit like that. But at the same time, a lot of these people are simple minded. They don't think as deep as that. They
That's
like,
what
oh well,
that's what
he
I'm
just
trying to
giving us good
say.
movies. It's all about money at the end of the day. So everybody's looking at it in a money aspect and not looking at it as a personal aspect. They're looking at it as, okay, he's giving us good movies, he's making us money. Now, as far as what he says and does, they don't care because that's not what he's there for. You feel me? But I understand your point, but I also understand the other side point too. And you have to always understand both
He
sides. You can't
made
just
Batman use
be biased
guns.
about one thing.
He made Batman use guns. He made Superman. Superman's dad die in a dumb way. He made Zod a dumbass for his plan. What else did he do?
Facts.
He turned Superman into Jesus, which he's not supposed to be. He's supposed to be more
You
like
answered
Moses
you
because
answered
the
your
original
answer.
character
You
was
answered
Jewish.
the question accurately. That's an asshole move,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah, so I'm saying
facts.
these are the things that you
So
need to look out for. And
what
the
more
question you have to ask
what more you want
is this the
what more
mind that
you
we
want
want to really
for
trust
him to
to
tell you
give
that
us the
he's an
good
asshole?
shit?
He tells you
Is
he's
this the
an
person that you
asshole.
want to
Yeah,
trust at the helm?
he does that all on purpose, bro. He see the crazy part is
Is
he
this
said it
really
on
the person you
purpose,
want to trust
and
at
he
the
knew
helm?
you was gonna get mad about it. You feel me?
Yeah,
He knew
like
you was gonna feel some type of way
Is
about it.
this
That's why he
deeper?
exactly.
said
He's
that
the
shit,
one
bro.
Because
feeling
yeah,
Like
butthurt,
think
right?
think
that's why
about
he
He's the
said
one
it.
that
feeling
shit.
butthurt though. He's Nas is the one
Yo, he
feeling
said that shit
butthurt
because
so
it's people
much.
like you that knows that shit, and he knows that. So he purposely said that shit just so you could feel some type of way about it because you think deep. You're not simple minded. You feel me? You think deeper than and you do your research. You feel me? Those
I
type
have
of
to do my
people,
research because I can't trust the
exactly.
studios. I
And it's
said
a
this
lot of
already.
motherfuckers in this
I
world
don't
that
trust the
will not
studios to
do
give
no
me the good
research,
tips. I
don't
have
give
to
a
go on
fuck,
YouTube and go to the nerds
don't think
because they
about it.
treat me right. The nerds treat
Yeah,
me
they
right.
simple minded, bro. So you can't really get mad at him for saying some stupid shit like that. But as long as he does his job and not fuck it up to where he puts some weird shit like that in it, then he's all right. But now I mean, how he feels is how he feels at the end of the day. But as long as you're not portraying these things and giving these people this type of stuff, these type of imagery,
Mm-hmm.
it don't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
It don't really matter.
Mm-hmm. And there you go. Even though we had this little
Facts.
bit of rant, a little bit of uh
Hey,
different
it's
No,
thoughts.
collide, baby.
that's a
You gotta
fucking
do it.
collision. That's a
Collide, nigga.
collision. That's how you collide.
Bird up. That shit was fire. Like,
That's how you
Yeah.
collide.
I mean, so
The
Pat,
podcast is living up to its name, guys.
You
Tune in.
got any thoughts of the Joker?
On the Joker.
Yeah, you got any thoughts on the Joker, Sky?
yeah, man. That shit was garbage. I already knew what it was gonna be. Know what I mean, they fucked it up with the musical, like I said they was gonna do. Know what I mean, I can't give it a good rating because it's not as good as the first one. The first one was perfect. Know what I mean, I just felt like they just added too much shit. Lady Gaga was ugly to me. She didn't play a good Harley Quinn. She didn't play a Harley Quinn up to my standards. Like, I mean,
Mm,
she didn't look right. She didn't play the part right. It was just weird all the way around. Like, I just thought they just did too much, trying to. Yeah, it was rushed, and I just felt like they did too much trying to portray something, to show something, or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean, it was just too much, bro. It was just too stupid. Like, they could have just kept it the way they could have made a sequel of the second one,
A
and if you was
beautiful
gonna put
sequel.
Harley Quinn in it, they could have did it. They could have did it way better. Like, they could have did it way better of showing the of making Harley Quinn the appearance in Joker. Like, they could have did it way better than what they did. Like, I don't like how they did that. And then they over here trying new things just to see what. I mean, I understand they trying to new things just to see what the consumers like, but it's like, nigga, stop putting out bullshit, bro. Like, that shit. That's another movie that we can't talk about now. Like, just like the
Hmm.
Batman, we can't talk about that. Like, because that shit was. I'm personally don't like it. Now, I mean, it's people that liked it, that shit, but I think it was a mockery of who Batman really was. You feel me? Like, all the shit that you took away from Batman to make him look like a regular person, which Batman's nowhere near a regular person. It was fucked up. Just like
Batman has
the
built-in
Joker,
plot armor.
you made Joker to be a regular person, and he's not a regular person. So why the fuck would you? Why would you even put that in? And then you're gonna put a musical in it? Like people like, not everybody don't like musicals, bro. And then it has to be a really good musical for it to be good. Like, so it was garbage, bro. Like I personally feel like that's another one that we just can't talk about. So it's okay.
Yeah, because like at
I can't even give
the
it that shit a rating. I gotta give it like a 5 or a 4 or something. Like,
They put the wrong
just
comic book
cause it was
elements up in
stupid.
that bitch. They put the wrong
so
comic book
Yeah, it was
elements.
bad,
Like I
bro.
said the last time, they mixed up the Harlequins.
so
They put two different Harlequins into one character. Harlequin is only Harlequin in name. It was Harlequin 2 with a pre-Joker. That that don't make any sense. You're gonna get a clusterfuck of a story that, well, this does disservice to both characters. I told you how much of a badass Harley Quinn is supposed to be, and why she's special, and why
Yeah,
she's
that
important,
shit was
and why she
terrible, bro.
came to be.
She looked
And
more like
then
a
I
fiend.
also
Like, you
tell you
feel me?
about what makes Joker tick, why Joker goes on to do what he does. He wants to he's telling people a joke essentially that, yo, why do y'all care so much about who I kill and who I don't kill? I'm not the one in control here. I'm just a comic book character. Y'all not seeing the vision. When I kill people, why y'all try me? I'm not insane. I'm beyond sane. I'm saner than anyone that I know. He said it himself in the comics. And then you're gonna do Joker not real. Me no Joker. Wah, wah. Really? Get fucked.
hmm. Now,
Yeah, I feel like they try
my
to make Joker. I feel like they try to make Harley Quinn more of a Joker. Like they put her in a more of a Joker aspect, and then took the aspect out of Joker and put it in Harley Quinn, and then put it in a musical to make it seem like a love thing going on. It was really bad, bro.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, did y'all
I
check
hope
out
they do that
the
movie over.
Joker White Knight? Our Batman White Knight. I don't remember what it was called, but I believe I sent y'all the link the last one of the last
I need a
podcast.
darker Joker, man. I need a Joker that's like really ruthless, really killing people. Like I need a real Joker, bro. Like I
If
need
that's
that
what you
that
want,
Keith
go
Ledger's
check out
Joker, but
Gotham
in
and
a
go check
one
out the
Pat,
movie.
Batman animated
Just a one
series.
fucking movie.
The one that's called The
Pat,
Batman.
Pat, you got any thoughts on Joker? Failure do?
I think that was the worst movie of the year.
Damn, damn,
Facts.
damn,
Worse than Craven?
damn,
Nah, but it's definitely
Craven came
damn,
out.
damn,
Don't forget, Craven just came out.
He's like, nah, but
second to
damn,
last for
Worse
sure.
than Madam Web?
damn,
Worse than The
Madam
Flash?
damn,
Madam
damn, those are
Web.
all the movies, the worst movies of the year right there.
Oh, y'all be forgetting.
damn. So,
Y'all
All the
be
movies
so,
we don't speak
forgetting.
about.
so what I have here out of six of these that came out for DC: Justice League, Joker, Watchmen, Superman and Lois, The Penguin, Batman. Which one was watching a second time?
Penguin.
I agree.
I don't like
Everything else
rewatching
is
shit.
not watchable,
The only
really.
reason why I'm rewatching anything right now is because of my girl. She's the only reason why I'm rewatching shit with her. Because I want her to get into this life.
Yeah. Yeah, none of
Okay,
So
them
outside
shits
of
is
her, I'm
the
not
watchable, bro.
rewatching
Penguin,
anything.
the
Nah, but I
Penguin.
heard Superman Lois is good, so I'm gonna say
Oh yeah,
that's the second
Superman Lois
watchable.
too. Superman Lois too. You can rewatch. That's rewatchable
I
too.
say Penguin and Superman Lois is the most watchable things
Y'all
up
want to
there.
torture me? Damn.
Hey, bro, I'm an animated fan, bro. I would have took Infant Crisis. I would have took Infant Crisis a second time, but no, I mean,
It's not
it
worth it.
just
Save
yeah,
yourself.
yeah. I
so
ain't even going. I'm gonna be biased about it.
So my last one is I'm sure everybody watched the new trailer of Superman teaser. The
Yep. Yep. Seen it. Love it.
I do want
Love
to
it.
let the audience watch it for 2 minutes 19 seconds, and I am gonna do a episode next year on emphasizing what direction is James Gunn is going. After we watched this trailer together, I'm gonna definitely tell you what I'm theorizing so far and what I'm thinking of because I do want your takes, nonsense guy, because it's a part of some type of comic book that I'm seeing, and I want to be very accurate to which comic book is accurate to see. So I'm about to turn on the video for like 2 minutes 19 seconds. It can't hurt. And I want to be very accurate to which comic book is accurate to see. So I'm about to turn on the video, like 2 minutes and 19 seconds. You can't hurt me. One more time.
Crypto. Home. Baby home.
Superman, Superman,
Love it.
Yeah, nah, that shit was definitely
Love
fire,
it.
bro.
Yeah, that look good.
I love that
So
it's the
fire.
Richard Donner theme. It's the Richard Donner theme, so I like that. It's just a more metal version of that.
Okay.
Even though that's something that sounds like something that Zack Snyder would have done. So that kind of seems a little derivative. So I can't really
Okay.
give it too much points for that because that's something. It sounds like something that, if given the chance, Zack Snyder would have definitely come up with.
So you think
Also,
that James Gunn is doing good with the way the direction is given so far?
so far it looks good.
Nah,
Okay.
So
that shit
far
look
it gives me
good.
hope. You have to get
I
Superman
ain't,
right. If you don't get
I don't like
Superman right,
Superman, but
everything else is wrong.
that shit was definitely good. Nah, I mean,
That looked
it
good.
gave me an old school Superman feel, but nah, I mean, I didn't like how he looked in his suit though. It looked his suit too big for me a little bit.
When they just showed the suit, I had the same feeling, but now I'm seeing it there.
Hmm.
I hope the
Being more
suit
hopeful.
gets a better
So
development.
so
I'll say
so
that.
my
But overall, that shit's fire.
so my question to you guys is that this is my thinking. My thinking is that this is Superman All Star, and also they're gonna bring out Superman Birthright because it seems like they connected some way somehow.
Oh, you
What are
know
your
about All Star? That's what's
Facts.
what do
up. Let's
you think?
go.
What do you think of my theory of that? Because I still want to. I'm gonna give it. I'm just giving you a little teaser of what direction I think they're going with, and then we'll theorize it on later in January. But I just want to see if anybody has a different idea of the comic book that James Gunn is trying to convey.
Don't know, don't care. They already said they're doing Man of Tomorrow, so we'll see how that plays out.
You
That's
think
what he
you
said.
think they you
He said
think
it's
they're
gonna be based on
doing
Man of Tomorrow.
you think they're
I think it
doing
could be
Man of
All Star. It
Tomorrow?
look like it could be
That's
All
what he said.
Star. It look like it could be All Star. The feel that it gives, it could be Superman All Star. I'm looking at it right now. It could be that because
You
it gives me
can't do
that feel.
Superman All Star. It don't make any sense to do Superman All Star. Superman All Star is a one-off story in which, by the end of it, Superman dies.
Yeah,
You can't have him
that's what.
die
But
and you
look at the
still.
characters that they
What you mean?
chose.
It looked
But
like
look
some
at the
shit where like
characters that they
No, no, no.
chose,
Yeah, but
bro.
you have to also think about it. Maybe they can pull some stuff from it, like his characteristics,
understandable.
how it was shining through that comic book series and through that film. Sure, but you can't do the storyline beat for beat, or you can't pull
I
too
need to
much
see
from
the
the
villains
storyline
too.
because at
I
the
need to
end
see
of
the
that
villain of this
storyline,
too.
he died. It was a one-off
But
thing wherein
I could
Superman
see
only
them
had
see
one
them
day
doing
left to
that.
live.
I could see them doing that though. I personally like
In
could
his
see them
first
doing some
movie,
stupid shit like
one
that.
day to live.
Bro,
All Star.
look all the Superman movies. They they don't got no sequels and no Superman movies
Yes,
really.
but this he said everything going forward is going to be connected. This is supposed to be like our
Oh,
true DCU going forward. Why would you
okay.
kill him off in the first movie?
Because they're assholes. They just trying to get some money off like they trying to get some money off of this shit. Like, you know what I mean, I know what they
Yo,
gonna do.
if he
They'll
does
fuck
that,
around.
I'm done with DC.
The
I'm done with
trailer was so
DC. Good.
good that I can see like half the movie be good. Like they showed crypto and shit. You seen
Yo,
Hawk
Crypto
Girl
looking
flying
nice.
around. Know what I mean, so I could see the movie being at least halfway good. It's a Superman movie, bro. It's gonna be either a hit or miss. It's a Superman movie. We know that already. Now, I
But
mean, you either gonna make a good Superman movie or it's gonna be really bad. Like, there's no Superman movie. Like,
there you have it. There you have it from my panelists that we constructed about 3 hours and 10 minutes of constructing our deepest thoughts on DC. We didn't do this for Marvel because Marvel is doing its thing and is outbeating and out trumping DC. And
Which I don't
DC
like because
it,
I'm Team
and,
DC
and
all day.
and DC fans are wanting more. DC
Hmm.
fans are saying only the Penguin they were willing to watch. That sucks. Out of
Superman
seven,
and Lois
out of
is alright too.
seven iterations of a DC comic book films and TV shows, the only thing that an audience would say is the Penguin. That's messed up.
Yeah, we needed as far as GC go, we need a major we need something big, bro. Like we need a major impact to where
That's
like
why
know what I
Superman
mean
really
more
needs to work.
people gravitate to DC as far as like the franchise of DC. You feel me? Like
Hmm.
it's like they're not doing they're doing okay, but they're not doing as good as Marvel. Like they need something major like that Joker movie fucked it up a lot because
Yes.
I mean that was supposed to be a major movie. You feel me? That of the year of this year. So now next year they got that Superman movie has to be so fucking good that people be like, yo, you know what? This can bring back DC. You feel me? Because DC seems like it's dying. You feel me?
Talk
After
for.
all the bullshit that they did throughout. So I mean, they gotta make up. They gotta make up a lot, man. They gotta make up for a lot of things, man. Like you gotta make up for pretty much a whole year because most of your shows is garbage. So I mean, we need something major from DC, bro. They gotta pull something out their ass.
Why?
What is your
Why?
closing thought, Pat?
Why you think that they try to bring out the Superman now? Like they noticed that they fucked up a whole year, so
Yep.
right now they're like, "Oh shit, we need to give them something that they want." Or if
Yeah,
not,
and
we gonna
Superman's one of
sink.
those things.
Superman.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why they put him out.
Mm,
Yeah,
that makes
and I'm
sense.
telling you, it's either gonna be either gonna be a hit or it's gonna be a major flop, bro. And if it's a major flop, DC gonna go down even deeper. So
Mm.
they have to be very careful about this Superman movie that they're gonna bring out. It looked good in the trailer, but just look at Cape Crusader. They tricked us with that. You feel me? So it could be
True.
a trick too. They're gonna give you the best scenes of the whole fucking movie, and then by the time you get to the end of the movie, you be like, damn, bro, I thought it was gonna be better than this. Now you're tricking people. So they have to come up to par with that, bro,
You
or it's
shouldn't
gonna
be
be
hooking
over.
people with false
Or they're gonna
advertisement.
go downhill from there. I'm telling you.
But definitely, we definitely, I do hit you on that one. I feel you on that one. They do have to decide on what they want to do. OG. Any final thoughts?
Um, I, 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 I just had to disagree on Protocol. I really enjoyed it, but that's just me, so.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, the Superman, there's not enough information for me to give my opinion.
Okay,
I
that
need
makes sense.
more information. And DC as a whole, I don't think they have a major backer
Mm,
behind them. Like they have Warner Bros. Sure.
yeah.
But Marvel had Disney. And Disney's a way bigger company for Warner Bros.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that has something for why Marvel outshines DC?
The reason why Marvel outshined DC is because they have a I think I think that they give it a balance between the right characters that they choose. Some Marvel
The
fans
MCU.
the
That's why.
the Marvel fans may not agree on certain decisions that Marvel does, but in tandem they 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 like certain characters that they thought of and they believed in that. Out of overallly speaking, when it comes to MCU, maybe four shows that Marvel didn't like. But when it comes to DC, you have the whole slate. We don't even know how Creature Commandos is gonna be. That's another
Oh,
thing.
the first few episodes came. Some episodes, like an episode or so, came out.
Yeah, with Creature Commandos, some people is not gonna understand the characters that be when it comes to
Some
Creature
people are
Commandos.
digging it.
Yeah, some people are digging it. I'm digging it. I don't have a problem with it, but there's a lot of people that don't agree with it. But we're here. My closing thought is this: that again, uh, thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for having this two parts with me, um, where we discussed about 2024 and 2024 Marvel and DC that they gave us this year. Hopefully next year they come on top. It's still a battle between DC and Marvel, and from my perspective, Marvel is winning, and it sucks to say that because I'm as a DC fan, but I am a Marvel fan overall through and through. But at the same token, I grew up with DC, and I want DC to shine just a little bit to give Marvel more. Like, oh, that's how you want to do it, DC? All right, I got you. I got you on the next film. A little tussle, a little being combative like me and Nas be doing on a regular on on Collide and also Sky. Like we does this on a regular. This is what help us um be better in our craft and be a little bit more understanding of what the audience want when it comes to an audience that knows their shit and they want better. They don't want bullshit. They want something better. And when it comes to doing shit right, people is gonna say hooray. People is gonna do the thing. People is gonna be like this. Know what I mean? So they're not waiting for the punchline. They want some shit. They want some good shit. And I just want to also convey that, you know, YouTube and Facebook, thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here, hearing us out. When it comes to being a DC fan, I wanted to bring my audience to life, to have a different opinion, understand, difference of opinion and being understanding for each and every individual of opinion, because it gives the writer and it gives the the studio of what a fan wants. And we just want the best. We want you guys to follow the comic book. If you can't follow the comic book accurately, don't do the fucking film. You know what I'm saying? And I think Nas and Sky is agreement with that shit. It's like if you're gonna come with some bullshit, we're gonna tell you what time it is, and we always gonna be here in Collide and tell you what time it is. We're gonna criticize the storytelling. We're gonna criticize the art. We're gonna criticize every stinking thing, because as you can see, there's some people that do not hold back. They're gonna go back, not only not only the direction of the writing, they're also gonna check who you is and who you about. Because once your dirty laundry airs out, there's gonna be a person that don't give a fuck about you anymore. Don't even give a fuck about the story overall. You know. Again, thank you guys for coming on YouTube and Facebook and Collide. We are here to express our deepest thoughts and opinion for DC and Marvel. Hopefully, when it comes to DC, they are on top of their game. I will be talking again in January, maybe on the second week of January, just to give people some breathing room of the whole holidays and stuff like that. And also, Nas, Scott, happy holidays. Enjoy your Christmas. Enjoy your New Year's. OG, same thing. We're gonna be riding on JTA on Christmas season, having a good time. But at the end of the day, you know, happy holidays to the panel. I'm very grateful that we was able to do this consecutively, and also having three parts in the last 2 months. You know, OG, you got anything to add?
Thank you for having me. This is so much fun. I can't wait to do more next year.
Definitely, that's the plan. Anything to add, Nas?
I don't celebrate holidays, but may God keep and protect every single one of you guys.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Stay blessed and humble, as usual, Nas.
Amen.
Anything to add, Sky? Anything to add to that, Pat?
It's, make sure y'all feel me. Stay in the cribs, cold outside. For those down here, feel me. Enjoy your holidays. You know what I'm saying? Stay blessed for those who don't. And we'll be back at it next year.
There you